I was born late. We had an issue with the internet there for a few minutes, so yeah, we're kicking off a little late. But hey, we're here and we're gonna do this. So let me turn this down just a smidge. Welcome, Wapham crew, guys, gals, ghouls, friends, fiends, foes. Anyone who may be listening beyond the Omniverse tonight. Happy St. Patty's Day! Put your snakes away, don't let St. Patrick see him, because something bad might happen. Secure your tinfoil hats, buckle down tight, and hold on loosely as we soar over the rocky tops of the La Platas on the Rocky Mountain High, get sucked into the vortex of the Four Corners, and settle down snugly at mile marker 420 in colorful Colorado. It is Sunday, the 17th, Monday, the 18th for those of you across the pond and beyond. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, and thanks for joining me here on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. Man, seriously, we got some leprechauns in the wire, but hopefully things go smoothly from here on out. Let's keep our fingers, toes, hairs, and eyes crossed that it does. Yeah, secure your tinfoil hats, buckle down tight, hold on loosely. If you're listening live, you may be listening to us on We Are Paradox Media under Spreaker. You can also listen to us anywhere you listen to your podcasts. If you'd like to join us live, we are live on YouTube, as well as Spreaker, Facebook under We Are Paradox Media, and Twitch under We Are Paradox Media. And hopefully you guys aren't drinking that green beer. That stuff is nasty. It's not good. Don't do it. Alright, so you know what the drill is. Today is story time with me, TessaTNT, and we're going to be reading Miss Kathy Reichs' book, Bones to Ashes. And we're pretty close to the end on this one. If we do finish, I have a book which I'm really excited about. So yeah, let me get my notepad over there, but From the Dreamtime. So this is an Australian book about Australian Aboriginal legends, and yeah, I found this at the Durango Library on the free rack, and I was super excited to pick that up, and I haven't read it yet. I'm gonna wait till we're all together to do that. Let's see where we left off. So Harry and her scrapbook had Lisa Card's reference to moccasin, her wadded tissue, Foster Rock. The window bar imagery was undoubtedly thrown in by my ID to portray frustration. You know, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to say idea, but it just says ID. Weird. But my mother's appearance puzzled me, and why the reference to a hospital and sickness, and who was the old woman? I watched the other cars pass, wondering how so many could be on the road so early. Were the drivers going to jobs, delivering kids to early morning swim practice, returning home after a long night, serving boikas and fries? Ryan pulled into a lot outside the prison's main entrance, parked, and leaned sideways. He clearly wanted quiet, so I got into my thoughts. Minutes dragged by. 10, 15. We'd been there a half an hour when a dream-inspired synapse fired, or synapse. Mother, hospital, illness. 1965. The whisper I'd heard upon reading about the tragedy Lazaretto gazered into my forebrain, connected with other desperate images and recollections. I sat bolt upright. Sweet Mother of God, could that really be it? In my gut, I knew I'd stumbled on the answer. 35 years, and I finally understood. Instead of triumph, I felt only sadness. I know why Evangeline and Obeline disappeared, I said, excitement laying a buzz on my voice. Really? Ryan sounded exhausted. Lorette Landry started bringing her daughters to Polly's Island when she lost her hospital job and had to work double time at a cannery and a motel. Evangeline and Obeline were yanked back to Tracadie when Lorette got sick. You've always known that. The girls started coming to the island in 1966 and the first summer after the Tracadie Lazaretto closed. Could be there was another hospital in Tracadie. I don't think so. I'll check old employment records, of course, but I'll bet Laurette Landry worked at the Lazaretto. Ryan glanced sideways at me and quickly back to the prisoners. Evangeline told me her mother was a hospital employee for many years. If Laurette worked at the Lazaretto, she'd have been in close contact with lepers. As a fact, she became ill with something that required daily nursing by Evangeline. Even if it did contract leprosy, you're talking the 60s. Treatment been available since the 40s. Think of the stigma, Ryan. Whole families were shunned. People were forbidden to hire lepers or other members of their families if the person diagnosed was living at home. And it wasn't just personal lives on the Tracadie economy, and personal lives that were ruined. The presence of Lazaretto had a devastating impact on the Tracadie economy. For years, it would include the town name in its labeling. Public association with Tracadie often meant a business was ruined. That was decades ago. As Hippo says, the Acadian memory goes long and deep. The Landrys weren't educated people. Maybe they chose to hide her away. Maybe they distrusted government, like Bastorac. Ryan made one of his non-committal sounds. Maybe Laurette was frightened of being quarantined in some lazaretto. Maybe she was determined to die at home and begged her family to keep her condition secret. At that moment, Ryan's cell phone sounded. Ryan! My thoughts jumped from Laurette to Hippo's girl. Had the two actually died of the same disease? Got him. Ryan's voice snapped me back. I followed his sightline to the prison entrance. Bastorac was one direction. Beside him was a dark-haired woman in a dumpy gray suit. The woman carried a briefcase and gestured with one hand as she spoke. I assumed I was looking at local counsel, Isabelle Francoeur. Crossing the lot, Francoeur and Bastorac climbed into a black Mercedes. Still talking, Francoeur shifted into gear and drove off. Ryan waited until the Mercedes had merged into traffic, then followed. Chapter 36. You guys, I'm so sorry about my voice. We had influenza a month ago, and I've just been dealing with residuals, and my voice is one of those, so thanks for hanging out. Ryan and I drove in silence. Rush hour was pumping, and I feared that taking my eyes from the Mercedes might allow our quarry to become lost in sea. The sealers and taillights flowing south toward the city. Ryan sensed my nervousness. Relax, he said. I won't lose them. Maybe we should follow closer. They might spot us. We're in an unmarked car. Ryan almost grinned. This crate screams cop louder than a light and sound show. She's headed into town. Think she'll take him to Le Passage Noir? I don't know. Well, then don't lose her. I won't. We were on the outskirts of Centerville when the Mercedes flashed a turn signal. She's going right, I said, into the turning lane several cars back. 2 more signals, 2 more turns. I watched, chewing the cuticle of my right thumb. Safe driver, I said. Makes my job easier. Just don't lose her. I've thought of that. The Mercedes made one more turn, then pulled over on Boulevard La Bourneuf. Ryan continued past and slid to the curb, half block down. I watched in the side mirror while Ryan used the rear view. Francoeur placed something on the dashboard. Then she and Bastorac got out, crossed the sidewalk, and entered a gray stone building. Probably going to her office, I said. She stuck some sort of parking pass in the windshield, Ryan said. If this is her office, she must have a regular spot. Why not use it? Maybe it's a brief stop, I said. Whatever Bastorac and Francoeur were up to, it lasted long enough for me to grow bored with surveillance. I watched office workers hurrying with lidded cups of Starbucks, a mother with a stroller, haired punks with arm-tucked skateboards, a spray-painted busker carrying stilts. The Impala grew hot and stuffy. I rolled down my window. City smells drifted in. Cement, garbage, salt, and petrol off the river. I was fighting drowsiness when Ryan cranked the ignition. I looked toward the building. Bastarock and Francoeur had entered. Our boy was coming through the door. Bastarock pointed a remote at the Mercedes. The car rooped and the lights flashed. Yanking the door, he threw himself behind the wheel and lurched into traffic. When the Mercedes passed us, Ryan let several cars go by, then followed. Bastarock wound through surface streets onto Boulevard St. Anne, seemingly unaware of our presence. His head kept bobbing, and I assumed he was playing with the radio or inserting a CD. Several miles out of town, Bastarock had turned right onto a bridge spanning to St. Lawrence River. "It's going to Isle d'Orleans," Ryan said. What's out there?" I asked. "Farms, a few summer homes and B&Bs, a handful of tiny towns." Bastarock cut across the island en route Prevost, then turned left onto Chemin Royal, a 2-lane blacktop that skimmed the far shore. Out my window, the water glistened, blue-gray in the early morning sun. Traffic was light now, forcing Ryan to widen the gap between us and the Mercedes. Past St. Jean, Bastarock hooked a right and disappeared from view. Then Ryan rounded the corner. Bastarock was nowhere to be seen. Instead of commenting, I worked the cuticle. It was now an angry bright red. "Oh, good. I'm glad. Was it messed up last night?" I think somebody said that, and I don't know why. Really weird. Nice to see you, Austin. I rolled down the blacktop. My eyes swept the landscape. A vineyard spread from both shoulders. That was it. Vines for acres, heavy and green. In a quarter-mile, the road ended at a T intersection. The river lay dead ahead, behind a trio of quintessentially Quebecist homes. Quebecan. Gray stone walls, wood beam porches, high-pitched roofs, dormer windows up, window boxes down. The Mercedes was parked in a driveway beside the easternmost bungalow. The river road continued to the left, but died 10 yards to the right. Ryan drove to that end, made a 180, and killed the engine. "Now what?" I was saying. I was saying that a lot lately, really. "Now we watch. We're not going in. First, we get the lay of the land." "Did you really say lay of the land?" "We sit code 6 on the dirtbag scale," Ryan responded to my ribbing with even more TV cop lingo. "You're a scream." I refused to ask what a code 6 was. 40 minutes later, the door opened and the dirtbag scale hurried down the steps and crossed to the Mercedes. His hair was wet and he'd changed to an apricot shirt. Glancing neither left nor right, Bastarock blasted word down the drive, tires grinding up gravel. Ryan and I watched him gun up the blacktop toward Chemin Royal, leaving behind a ripple of dust. Reaching into the glove compartment, Ryan withdrew a funny pack. A fanny pack! Oh my gosh. The 80s. I knew its contents: cuffs, extra clips, baggage, and a Glock 9mm. Ryan used the thing when not wearing a jacket. Yanking free his shirt tails, Ryan stepped to the back with the pack on his belly and checked the string that would kinda undo the zipper. Then he cranked the engine and we rolled. At the bungalow, we got out of the Impala and scanned our surroundings. The only thing moving was a mangy brown spaniel sniffing roadkill 20 yards up the shoulder. Sounds delicious. I looked at Ryan. He nodded. We beelined to the front door. Ryan rang the bell with the index finger of his left. His right was subtly crooked, positioned over the Glock, tucked in the pack. Within seconds, a female voice spoke through the door. "Has-tu oublié? Cockroachos? Have you forgotten something? Familiar you?" "Police," Ryan called out. There was silence, then, "You must wait until later." A burst of adrenaline coursed through me. Though muffled, the voice was familiar. Pretty sure it was Obeline, who everybody thought had committed sewer slide, but really didn't. Code 6, no backup needed. Give me a burger and step on it. We want to ask you some questions. The woman didn't reply. Ryan hit the bell again and again. Go away. Ryan opened his mouth to reply. I grabbed his arm. The muscles were taut as tree roots. Wait, I whispered. Ryan's lips clamped shut, but his elbows stayed cocked. Obeline, I said. C'est moi, Timp. Please let us come in. The woman said something I couldn't hear. Seconds later, I caught a flicker of movement in my peripheral vision. I turned. The pulled window shade was fluttering gently. Had it been raised when we approached the house? I couldn't remember. Obeline? Silence. Please, Obeline. Locks turned, the door opened, and Obeline's face appeared in the crack. As before, a scarf covered her head. She surprised me by speaking English. My husband will return soon. He will be angry if he finds you here. We thought you were dead. I was heartbroken. So was Harry. Please leave. Fine. Tell me what happened. Her lips drew tightly together. We staged a suicide? All I want is to be left alone. I'm not going to do that, Obeline. Her eyes jumped over my shoulder toward the road leading to Chemin Royale. Detective Ryan and I will help you. We won't let him hurt. You don't understand. Well, help me understand. Color rose and the unscarred skin grew the right side of her face. I don't need to be rescued. I think you do. My husband is not a bad man. He may have killed people, Obeline, young girls. It's not what you think. That's exactly what he said. Please go. Who broke your arm? Who torched your house? Her eyes darkened. Why this obsession with me? You show up at my home. You reawaken pain best left dormant. Now you want to destroy my marriage? Why can't you just leave me in peace? I tried a Ryan quick switch. I know about Lorette. What? The Lazaretto, the leprosy. Obeline looked as if I'd struck her. Who told you this? I don't know. Almost desperate. Was it your husband? No. Her eyes darted like of a hunted dove. He probably killed 2 little girls. Please, everything you think is wrong. Relentless, I kept my glare aimed at her. Kept hammering. Claudine? Cloquet? Phoebe Quincy? Have you heard those names? Reaching into my purse, I grabbed the envelope, yanked out the photos of Quincy and Cloquet, and thrust them at her. Look, I said, look at these faces. Their parents are in pain. That never goes dormant. She turned her head, but I forced the photos through the crack, keeping them in her field of vision. Her eyes closed, then her shoulders seemed to turtle in on themselves. When she spoke again, her voice carried a tone of defeat. Wait. The door closed. A chain rattled, then the door reopened. Come in. Ryan and I entered a hallway lined on both sides with pictures of saints. Jude, Rose of Lima, Francis of Assisi, a guy with a staff and a dog. Obeline led us past a dining room and library to a parlor with wide plank floor, heavy oak tables, a scuffed leather sofa, and overstuffed armchairs. One wall was floor-to-ceiling glass, a stone fireplace in the windows, partially blocking a spectacular view of the river. Obeline gestured at the sofa. Ryan and I sat. Obeline remained standing, eyes on us, one gnarled hand to her mouth. I couldn't read her expression. Seconds passed. A solitary drop of sweat slid down her temple. The tactile input seemed to nudge her to action. Wait here. Whirling, she strode through the same archway we'd entered. Ryan and I exchanged glances. I could tell he was wired. Morning sun beat down on the glass. Though it was barely 11, the room was cloyingly warm. I felt my shirt start to wilt. A door opened, then footsteps clipped up the hall. Obeline reappeared, leading a girl of about 17. The pair crossed the room and stood before us. I felt something balloon in my chest. The girl stood less than 5 feet tall. She had pale skin, blue eyes, and thick black hair bobbed at her jawline. It was her smile that snagged and held my gaze. The smile flawed by a single imperfection. Beside me, I felt Brian go rigid. The day had taken a radical turn. Hey Anthony, good to see you, brother. Chapter 37. I was still holding the photo of Claudine Cloquet, Ryan's MP number 2. The 12-year had disappeared in 2002 while riding her bicycle in Saint-Lazare Sud. I looked from the girl to the image. Winter white skin, black hair, blue eyes, narrow pointed chin. A row of white teeth marred by one rotated canine. This is Cecile, Oberlin said, placing a hand on the girl's shoulder. Cecile, say hello, guests. Ryan and I rose. Cecile regarded me with open curiosity. Are those earrings authentics? Real glass, I said, smiling. They're very sparkly. Oh, would you like them? No way. I removed the earrings and handed them to her. She turned them in her palm, as odd as if they were the crown jewels. Cecile has been living with us for almost 3 years. Oberlin's eyes were steady on mine. Je fais la lessive, Cecile said. Et la ménage? You do laundry and cleaning. That must be a tremendous help. She nodded too vigorously, and I'm really good with plants. Good-o. Are you? I asked. Cecile beamed a blinding smile. My Christmas cactus got 1,000 blooms. Her hands carved a large circle in the air. That's amazing, I said. Oui. She giggled, a little girl giggle. Oberlin's got none. Can I really keep the earring? Of course, I said. Please excuse us now, Oberlin said. Cecile shrugged one shoulder. Okay, I'm watching The Simpsons, but it keeps going fuzzy. Can you fix it? She turned to me. Homer is so funny. She gave the so several O's. Droll? Drollo? Oberlin held up a finger to say her absence would be brief. Then she and Cecile hurried from the room. Claudine Cloquet, I said, keeping my voice low and steady. Ryan only nodded. His attention was focused on punching his cell. How the hell do you Ryan raised a silencing hand. Ryan here, he spoke into the phone. Bosterock has Cloquet at the residence in Orleans. There was a brief pause. The kid's fine for now, but Bosterock is on the move. Ryan provided model year and plate number for the Mercedes. Then he gave the address and location of Oberlin's house. His jaw muscles bunched as he listened to the party on the other end. Let me know when he's netted. If he shows here, his ass is mine. Ryan clicked off and began pacing the room. You think he'll come back? I asked. She's expecting. Ryan froze. Our eyes met as simultaneously we became aware of a low droning, more a vibration of air than sound. The drone became of a motor. Ryan darted down the hall and into the dining room. I followed. Together we stood to one side and peeked out a window. The Mirage car was cresting the blacktop, running from Chemin. Was it him? I asked, whispering pointlessly. Ryan pulled the fanny pack's zip string together. We watched the hazy shade congeal into a Mercedes. Sudden realization. We parked at the curb, I hissed. Tabernacle. 10 football fields out, the Mercedes stopped, then abruptly reversed in a ragged U-turn. Ryan sprinted into the hall, through the door, and down the drive. In seconds, the Impala shot forward, crashed until it disappeared over the horizon. What is happening? Where is it gone? I swallowed and turned. Oberlin was in the doorway. That girl's name isn't Cecile, I said. It's Claudine. Claudine Cloquet. She stared at me, fingers twisting her scarf, as they had that tragedy in the gazebo. Your husband stole Claudine from her family, probably forced her to get naked for his sordid little films. She was 12, Obeline, 12 years old. That's not how it was. I'm tired of hearing that, I snapped. Cecile is happy with us. Her name is Claudine. She's safe here. She was safe with her family. No, she wasn't. How could you know that? Her father was a monster. Your husband is a monster. Please, her voice was trembling. Come in and sit down. So you can tell me that things aren't what they appear? I was angry now, no longer trying to be nice. Claudine's father sold to child pornography, $5,000. That brought me up short. To whom? An evil man. What's his name? I don't know. Her eyes dropped, came back. I suspected she was lying. When did this take place? 5 years ago. The year Claudine went missing from St. Lazare. 5 years after Kelly Sicard. 5 years before Phoebe Jane Quincy. Kelly Sicard. A sudden thought. Was this man's name Pierre? I never knew. I turned and looked out the window. The road was empty. The spaniel was now peeing on a post by the T intersection. Time dragged by. Behind me, I heard Obeline take a chair at the table. The muffled voices of Homer and Marge Simpson floated from a TV somewhere in the house. Finally, I turned back to her. How is your husband acquainted with who bought Claudine? I finger-hooked quotation marks around the word. He worked for David's father a long ago, before we married. So strip joints weren't enough? Your husband partnered with the sleaze to make kiddie porn? No, vehement. David hates this man. Occasionally they, she broke off, curious about choice, need each other. So, Mr. Evil just handed Claudine over to your husband. What, she get too old for this market? Again, Obeline's eyes dived and recovered. David gave him money. Of course, David Foster, rescuer of the maidens. I wasn't buying this, but Kelly Sicard's story of liberation from Pierre nagged at me. I looked at my watch. Ryan had been gone almost 20 minutes. Where does this man operate? I don't know. At that moment, my cell chirped. It was Ryan. Bastarock had managed to get onto the 20 and was heading west. Ryan was following. Discreetly, hoping Bastarock would further incriminate himself. He'd be a while. Great. I was careless on Quinksville for God knew how long. Feeling trapped, I jammed my settled it ring again. The area code was unexpected. Work? Then I remembered. Rob Potter. Eyes steady on Obeline, I flicked on. Hey, Rob. Do you love rock and roll? Sorry I couldn't return your call last night. I was far too tired and cranky to be witty. No problem. You got a few minutes? I have some thoughts you might find interesting. Hang on. Pressing the phone to my chest, I spoke to Obeline. I need to take this alone. Where has the detective? To arrest your husband. She cringed as though I'd threatened to strike her. And you're stuck with me, she rose. Dial, I added, warning David could end up making you a widow. Rigor stiff, she walked from the room. I dug a pen and notepad from my purse. Then I hooked on my earpiece, laid the cell on the table, and resumed my conversation with Rob. Glad for diversion to pass the time. Shoot, I said. Long or short version? Tell me enough to make me understand. Got the poetry there in front of you? No. Hearing the clatter of cookware, I assumed Obeline had gone to the kitchen not far from where I sat. No big deal. All right. Now K is code for poems written by your gal back in the 60s, and Q refers to those contained in the Bones to Ashes column. Known versus questioned, I guessed. Yes, fortunately for the analysis, as I'll explain, both the K and Q poetry is written in English. Since your friend was a native French speaker, I didn't interrupt. An interesting thing is that even when people try to disguise their language or mimic someone else's, a forensic linguist can often see below the surface areas not under control of the speaker. For example, most people in the United States say stand in line at the post office. In New York, people say they stand online. American speakers, either from New York or elsewhere, don't seem to be aware of this. It's very distinctive, but beneath the level of most people's consciousness. So someone mimicking a New Yorker would have to know that, or a New Yorker disguising his speech would have to be aware of that. Exactly, but typically folks are oblivious to these quirks. Grammatical differences can be even more subtle, to say nothing of pronunciation. Rob, we're dealing with written poetry. Written poetry draws on all levels of language. Differences in pronunciation might affect the rhyme scheme. Good point. Going back to words and awareness, ever hear of the devil strip? Ransom note? No. It was a case brought to my mentor, Roger Shue. He looked at the thing, predicted the kidnapper was a well-educated man from Akron. Needless to say, the cops were skeptical. Write this down. It's short, and it'll help you understand what I did with your poems. I scribbled what Rob dictated. Do you ever want to see your precious little girl again? Put $10,000 cash in a diaper bag. Put it in the green trash can on the Devil Strip at corner 18th and Carlson. Don't bring anybody along. No cops. Come alone. I'll be watching you all the time. Anyone with you? Deal is off. And daughter is dead. One of the first things linguists look for is the underlying language. Is the person a native English speaker? If not, there may be mistaken cognates. Words that look like they should be the same in both languages, but don't. Like gift in German means poison in English. Embarazada in Spanish. I'd made that mistake once in Puerto Rico. Instead of saying I was embarrassed, I said I was pregnant. Good one. Systematic misspellings can also show a foreign native language. Notice that in the note, the writer misspelled con and cops for can and cops, but not cash for cash, or corner for corner. So it probably wasn't that the writer was educated in a language where the K sound was always spelled K and never C. And overall, the note's pretty fluent. So, the writer's an English speaker, not pregnant? Who can't spell trash can? How did Shui know he was educated? Keep looking at the spellings. He can't spell daughter either, right? Right, but he can spell precious diaper, and his punctuation is correct, not like someone's who can't spell cops. I know that you'd get to this immediately. In essence, it's the same thing you do in your job. Look for patterns that fit and don't fit. So if the perp can spell, why doesn't he? To throw the cops off. Maybe in his community, he's known as well-educated. So instead of hiding his education, his attempt at killing it sends up a flare. But what about Akron? Why not Cleveland or Cincinnati? Read the note again. What words stand out? Devil strip. That's your word for the grass strip between the sidewalk and the road. I thought about it. No idea. Most people haven't a word for it. If they do, it's a local one. County strip, medium strip. I just saw my thing blink out. Where'd the strip go? Devil strip, I guessed. Yes, we already went through that. But no one's aware. Whoever talks about devil strips, you still with me? Yes. So language varies by educational level and geographical region. You can also throw in age, gender, social group, and just about every other demographic feature imaginable. Language demonstrates what group you belong to. You got it. So, the first thing I tried with your poems was linguistic demographic profiling. What does the language tell about the writer? Then I used the microanalytic techniques to discern in each set of poems an individualized language pattern, what we call an dialect. A dialect! Based on all this, I was able to do the authorship analysis you requested and answer the question. Did the same person write both sets of poetry? Did she? Let me go on. This analysis was especially since the K poems were composed by a French native-speaking person writing in English. As any foreign language teacher knows, you try to speak a second language using the linguistic systems you already know, your native tongue. Until you get good, your native language bleeds through into your acquired one. I thought of my own use of French. That's why we have accents and funny sentence structure and word choice. Exactly. So for your analysis, as I worked through all the poems, when I spotted interesting passages, I put them up for the split screen comparison. On one side, I placed the poems as they are. On the other side, I altered the poems to reflect what a French speaker might have been trying to communicate in English, but failing because she was incorrectly translating from French, her first language, and using false cognates. If the overall coherence of the poem improved to my changes, I took that as evidence the writer was perhaps Francophone. Do you want me to take you through some examples? How about the bottom line? Well, it's pretty obvious the K and Q poems were written by a native French speaker with limited formal schooling in English. I felt a hum of excitement. Next, I looked for idiosyncratic rhetorical devices common to both the K and the Q poetry, and any statistical significance skewing of vocabulary or grammar. You with me? Sorry. Listen to these lines from the K poem. Late in the morning, I'm walking in sunshine, awake and aware like I have not been before. A warm glow envelops me and tells all around. Now I am love. I can laugh at the universe, for he is all mine. The words rising from my past caused a constriction in my chest. I let Rob go on. Now listen to these lines from the Q poem. Lost in the universe, hiding in shadow, the woman, once young, looks into the mirror and watches young bones returning to dust. On both the K and Q, author needed letters in dactylic hexameter, the same device Longfellow used for Evangeline. My friend loved that poem. Dactylic hexameter is common in epic poetry, so in itself, the similar metering is not particularly meaningful, but of great interest is that throughout these two K and Q samples, similar mistakes appear consistently, and throughout both, the word universe lacks the final E. Univers, the French spelling. E. Now let's go back to geography. Your friend was a Acadian from New Brunswick. She spent time in the South Carolina Low Country. Listen to the title poem from the Q book, Bones to Ashes. What am I listening for? Regional dialect. This Q poem contains the motherlode. Rob read slowly. Laughing. Three maidens walk carelessly, making their way to the river. Hiding behind a great hemlock, one smiles as others pass unknowing. Then with a jump and a cry and a laugh and a hug, the girls put their surprise behind them. The party moves on through the forest primeval. In a bright summer, they think lasts forever, but not the one ailing. She travels alone and glides through the shadows. Others cannot see her. Her hair the amber of late autumn oak leaves, eyes the pale purple of day cream, mouth a red cherry, cheeks ruby roses, young bones going to ashes. Same metering, I said. What about vocabulary? You've spent time in New Brunswick and South Carolina, correct? The phrase forest primeval is straight out of Longfellow. and refers to Acadia, at least in Evangeline. What else? I looked at my jottings. Day clean is a Gula term for dawn. And in the South, ailing is a colloquial for being ill. Exactly. So these two together point to South Carolina. A poet with ties to Acadia in South Carolina. A poet influenced by Longfellow's Evangeline. A francophone writing in English. Talk about a linguistic fingerprint. Sweet Jesus, Harry was right. Bonus Flashes was written by Evangeline. A flash of fire of anger seared through my brain. Another lie, or at best an evasion. I couldn't wait to confront Obeline. Rob spoke again. His words sent ice roaring through my veins. Chapter 38. Wait. I spoke when my lips could again form words. Back up. Okay. I said that a speaker's mother tongue often comes to the fore when he or she is under stress. Then you're more likely to use false cognates because emotion is boiling through your native language. It may happen in these lines because of the terrible things of viewers, because of the unimaginable yet real as on TV, of burning victims leap their deaths. Read the lines again. It wasn't possible. Rob couldn't have said what I thought I'd heard. Rob repeated what he'd read. I see the terror that comes from hate. 2 towers fall while men debate. Oh, where is God? Even brave people. Chair, blessed by fire, jet to death. My heart was banging so hard I feared the sound would carry across the line. Rob continued talking, oblivious to the emotions raging inside me. Chair, blessed by fire, isn't very coherent in English, but the medium is poetry, and in poetry the flow of information and the frames of reference elicited are expected to be murky and different than in everyday speech. Except in these lines, it is almost everyday speech. At least in French, chair is flesh, and se jeter, here the verb jet, roughly means to throw you off, and blesser means to injure. In French, this verse means, oh, where is God? Even brave people, flesh wounded by fire, throw themselves to their deaths. You're certain it's a reference to 9/11 and the World Trade Center? And possibly calm. Has to be. And yet you have no doubt that the poems in Bones to Ashes were written by my friend Evangeline? None. Can I finish explaining how I arrived at that conclusion? I have to go now, Rob. There's more. I'll call you. You okay? I clicked off. I knew it was rude and ungrateful. Now I would later send flowers or cognac. At that moment, I didn't want more talk. The poems were all by Evangeline, and some were recent. Down the hall, a door opened. The argument between Homer and Marge grew louder. At least one poem was written after September 2001. The argument concerned a trip to Vermont. Homer wanted to drive, Marge preferred flying. I sat motionless, paralyzed by the implication of Rob's findings. Evangeline was alive in 2001. She had not been murdered decades ago. Bart and Lisa joined the debate, advocating a motorhome holiday. Obeline had lied about Evangeline dying in 1972. Why? Was she truly mistaken? Of course not. She had the poems. She must have known approximately when they were written. A murmured giggle augured into my dreams. I looked up. The room was empty, but a shadow crossed the floor at the bed. Cecile? I called out softly. Can you tell, ma'am? I think... I paused as if unsure. You're in the closet. Nope. She hopped into the doorway. Where's Obeline? Cooking something. You're bilingual, aren't you, sweetie? She looked confused. You speak both French and English? What does that mean? I took another tack. Can we chat, just you and me? Oui. She joined me at the table. You like word games, don't you? She nodded. How does it work? Say a word that describes things and I'll make it round. grass, I said, air puffing my cheeks. She screwed up her face. You can't do that one. Why not? Just can't. Explain it to me. Words make pictures inside my head. She stopped, frustrated with her inability to clarify, or with my inability to understand. Go on, I encouraged. Some words look flat, and some words look crooked. Scrunching her eyes, she demonstrated, flat and crooked with her hands. Flat words you can make round by adding O to the end. I like those. You can't do that with crookedy words. Clear as a peat bog. I thought about my initial exchange with Claudine. The girl spoke a jumbled Franglais, seemingly unaware of the boundaries between French and English. I wondered what conceptual framework divided flat from crookedy word. Sparkly and droll were obviously flat. Gross was crookedy. Fat. I tried my initial word in English. The green eyes sparkled. Fatto. Happy. She shook her head. Fort. No, that one's crookedy too. Fierce, I said, baring my teeth and curling my fingers in a mock monster threat. Fierce, oh, giggling, she mimicked my fierceness. What semantic ordering her mind had created would remain forever a mystery to me. After a few more exchanges, I changed topics. Are you happy here, Cecile? I guess. She tucked her hair behind her ears, smiled. But I like the other place too. It has big birds on poles. The house in Tracadie. She'd probably been there when Harry and I dropped in. You remember where you were before you lived with Obeline? The smile collapsed. Does thinking about that place make you sad? I don't think about it. Can you describe it? She shook her head. Was someone mean to you? Claudine's sneaker made tiny squeaks as her knee jittered up and down. Was it a man? He made me take off my clothes and the jittering intensified. Do you think he was bad? Bad. Do you remember the man's name? Malo? He was bad. It wasn't my fault. Of course it wasn't. But he gave me something cool. I kept it. Want to see? Perhaps later. In my reply, Claudine shot from the room. In seconds, she was back, carrying a woven leather circle decorated with feathers and beads. It's magic. If you hang it over your bed, you're sure to have good dreams. And why are you harassing Cecile? Claudine and I both turned at the sound of Obeline's voice. We're having a chat, Claudine said. There are apples on the counter. Obeline never shifted her scowl from the face. If you peel them, we can make a pie. Okay. Twirling her dreamcatcher, Claudine stepped past Obeline and disappeared. In moments, the sound of singing drifted down the hall. Fendez la boise, chauffez l'effort, dormez la belle, il n'est point jour. I translated the child's tune in my head. Chop the wood, heat the oven, sleep, pretty one. It's not daytime yet. How dare you, Obeline hissed. No, Obeline, how dare you? She has the mind of an 8-year-old child. Fine, let's talk about children. My tone was polar. Let's talk about your sister. All color drained from her face. Where is she? I've told you. You've told me lies. Slamming both palms on the table, I leapt to my feet. My chair capsized and hit the floor like the crack of a gun. Evangeline wasn't murdered, I said, tone as hard as expression. At least she didn't die at 16. That's nonsense. Obeline's voice quivered like an audio that's been overplayed. Harry found bones to ashes, Obeline. I know Evangeline wrote those poems, some of them as recently as 2001. I started past me to the window. I know about O'Connor House. I'm tracking the purchase order. I'll bet Virginia LeBlanc will turn out to be you or Evangeline. You stole from me? She spoke without bringing her eyes back to mine. I hate to break it to you, but what you and your husband done is infinitely worse than pinching a book. You misjudge us and make hurtful accusations that aren't true. What happened to Evangeline? This is none of your business. Was that the reason? Business? What the hell? The kid works for daddy. It's not in the job description, but I'll strip her, tie her with ropes, and take a few shots. She's young and poor. She won't rat me out. That's not how it was. Table so hard, Obeline flinched. Then tell me, how was it? She spun to face me. It was my father-in-law's business manager. Tears wet the gnarled flesh. He forced Evangeline to do it. Mr. Evil No-Name, I wasn't buying it. If there was such a person, Obeline had to know who he was. Well, on that note, boys and girls, we're going to take a pause for the cause. So if you need something to eat or drink, or you need to stretch your legs, feel free to. We have about 20 minutes, I would say 18 minutes and some change. So on this break, we have the lovely and talented Miss Mia Savage. She's going to be singing Your Skeleton, Our New Reality, The Mirroring Crypto, and Let Me Be Your Home. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this music break. What the heck just happened? I don't know what pressed, but it looks like it's still playing over here. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. I think that's low enough. That should work. Welcome back, Weapon Crew. Thanks so much for hanging out with me on this St. Patty's Day. I mean, it's been, I don't know, pretty uneventful. Yeah, the kids are being good, the dogs are getting along, so everything's grand. Yes, indeedly do. So back to our book by Kathy Reichs, Bones to Ashes. And this young lady is actually the person that inspired Bones, the miniseries. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's pretty good. David fired him the day of his father's death. I only found out about the pictures later. What happened to Evangeline? I'd keep hammering the question as long as I had to. She stared at me, lips trembling. What happened to Evangeline? Why can't you leave well enough alone? Well enough? Who's well enough? Evangeline? Please. What happened to Evangeline? A sob rose from her throat. Did your husband kill her? Don't be crazy. Why do you say this? One of his hitmen? David would never let anyone hurt her. He loves her. Obeline's hand flew to her mouth. Her eyes widened in horror. She just gave away the secret. As before, I felt a coldness spread through me. She's alive? I said quietly. No, that David loves her memory, her poetry. My sister was a beautiful person. Where is she? Oh, leave her alone. I'm the bully. You will only cause her pain. You will only hurt her. Was she with this man? I remember Obeline's words from earlier. How she put it. David and this man needed each other. She won't want to see you. He's hiding her, isn't he? Pour l'amour de bon Dieu. What? Did hubby swap your sister for Claudine? He needed a newer model? Obeline's face tightened into a mask of fury. When she answered, her voice had gone harder than mine. Je vais t'acheter la gorgotane. I'll pull out your windpipe. Hillock glares, but I looked away first. Was I feeling a touch of uncertainty? A moan drifted in from outside and grew louder. Stopped. Shortly, the front door opened, closed, footsteps ticked up the hall. Then Ryan strode into the dining room. Ready to roll? Definitely. If my vehemence surprised you, Ryan, he didn't let on. What about Claudine? I asked, skipping my notes and phone into my purse. Social services is right behind you. Vostrock? Handed him off to Troy Rivier's SQ. He'll stay on. Looked like he's headed to Montreal. Hippo? Flying to Tracadie later today. Plans to squeeze Mulele and Babine. Check out some things that turned up in Bastrock's file. I turned to Obeline. Last chance. She offered nothing. I put all the menace I could into my parting words. Mark this, Obeline. I won't stop until I find your sister, and I'll do everything I can to see that your husband is prosecuted for kidnapping, child exploitation, child endangerment, and anything else we can think of to pin to his sorry ass. Obeline spoke softly and with an air of sadness. I know you want to do good, Tim, but you will cause harm instead. You will harm the people you are trying to protect, and those who have helped them. Poor Cecile finds happiness here. Social services will be a nightmare for her, and if you find Evangeline, it will cause her pain. May God bless you and forgive you. The quiet force of Obeline's words pushed away my anger. I was pleading now. Please, Obeline, please tell me what I must know to bring the man who hurt Angeline and Cecile to justice. Please do this. I can say no more, Chloe murmured, not raising her gaze to mine. Chapter 39. As we sped across Alpes d'Orléans, I recounted my conversation with Claudine and Obeline. Double-barreled ambush. Ryan sounded impressed. Your husband's a smut bandit. Your sister did bondage. Obeline claims David is innocent of all the things of which I suspect him, and in fact, helped some of the girls. Her conversation with Kelly Sicard. Where does she lay the blame? On a former employee of her father-in-law? Who? She didn't know or wouldn't reveal his name. Says David fired him in 1980. The fact is that someone murdered several girls, and the only link we have is Boss Rock. I can't ignore that. Ryan veered onto an entrance ramp. There was a short descent, a declaration. Then the Impala lunged forward, and we were on the 20. I fell silent, allowing Ryan to focus on driving. As we ate up asphalt, my thoughts meandered through the events of the past 24 hours. David Bosterac, Kelly Sicard, Claudine Cloquet, the sodden and bloated body that was Claire Verdoux. Carrie, it was now Wednesday. I hadn't seen her since Sunday night. Hadn't heard from her since she called my mobile Monday morning. One image fragment bumper rode the tail of another. Evangeline in ropes, a girl on a bench. Claudine, a walking tragedy. The mixed-race teenager dragged from Lac de Montagne. Might Evangeline still be working in the porn industry? Might that be the secret that Obeline was hiding? Sound bites replayed over and over. Sicard discussing the anonymous Pierre. I wore moccasins while a guy in a loincloth fucked me. Bosterac's troubling comment. I was barely out of high school when this kid was playing Indian Princess. I felt another shoulder tap from my ID. Or id. So is it id? And I'm just like not pronouncing it correctly? Because I thought it was idea earlier, but I think it is id. Bosterac knew the Bench Girl video had some years on it. The filming had been done in his house. The guy had to be dirty. Or did he? How old had he been? What was his role in Bosterac's family business? The tapping continued, insistent. The human brain is, well, mind-blowing. Chemicals, electricity, fluid, cytoplasm, wired up, right, and the thing works. No one really knows how. But the brain's parts can be like governmental agencies, closing ranks to hoard their special knowledge. Cerebrum, cerebellum, frontal lobe, motor cortex. Sometimes it takes a catalyst to get them to share. My nerves had ingested, but not fully digested, a larder full of data in the last few days. Suddenly something shifted. My lower brain contacted my upper. Why? Claudine gets Dreamcatcher? What if Obeline is telling the truth? I asked, sitting up straight. What if our perv is the guy who worked at Bosterac's father's place? Right? When Harry and I were in Tragedy, Obeline mentioned a former employee of her father-in-law. Said her husband fired him when the parting wasn't amicable. Ryan didn't comment. This former employee designed the sweat house that was later converted to a globe. He was nuts into native art. Carved benches, totem poles. I paused for effect. Kelly Sicard said Pierre forced her to wear moccasins. What was Bosterac's remark when he showed him the print of the girl on the bench? The kid was playing Indian Princess. Ryan was with me. There was nothing in the picture to suggest a Native American theme. In the videos Sicard listed, think about the titles. Wampum, Wiki Up, Son of a Bitch. Claudine had a Dreamcatcher. Said she got it from the man she lived with before Obeline. What if Cormier's agent for Pierre is the same guy Bosterac fired? Not sure. I started tossing things out without really thinking. Bosterok is a kid. He sees skin flicks being made in his home, resents it, vows to pull the plug the minute the old man kicks. Ryan rolled on in his head. What did Claudine call this creep? He didn't know his name or wouldn't say it. I told him about the word and game. Claudine perceives adjectives as either flat or crooked. Flat ones she adds an O to, crooked ones she doesn't. It's not logical, just some aspect of her unique cognitive mapping. She just said the guy was bad. Malo. Ryan's eyes pinched in thought. Then he added another contender to my list of what-ifs. What if mal is a crooked adjective? One that can't be rounded. So you can't add an O? Exactly. I saw where Ryan was going. What if it's a name, Malo? Neurons fired. Pierre Malo. Uh-oh. It's all adding up now. Ryan was already reaching for his cell. I listened as he someone to run a check. We were moving west with the sea of cars. I watched their tailpipes, sunlight on their trunks and roofs, chewed a cuticle. We were an hour out of Quebec City when Ryan's mobile warbled. Ryan. Pause. Oh? Where? Pause. Shit! There was a final shorter pause, then Ryan snapped the lid and tossed the phone to the dash. What? I asked. They lost Bosterok. How? Bastard pulled into a rest stop, entered a restaurant, and never exited. He abandoned the Mercedes? What? Ryan nodded. He was either picking up or hitched a ride. I repeated Ryan's sentiment. Minutes later, it was my phone. I had virtually no sleep in the last 40 hours. I was running on doses of a catnap and pure adrenaline. What happened next was my fault. Checking the caller ID, I felt a rush of relief, followed by annoyance. Driven by the latter, I clicked on, but said nothing. You there, big sister? Yes. You're peeved. Harry, the master of understatement. Now I know what you're going to do. Where the hell have you been? Yes, sirree, that's it. I can explain. You needn't bother. I wanted to surprise you. How often had I heard those words? Ryan's cell warbled again. I heard him answer. Who's that? Harry asked. What is it you want? Before you go around the bend getting all pissy, let me tell you what I learned. What about telling me where you've been? Toronto. Or as my friend Dennis Dyke would say, Toronto. Talked with Flann O'Connor. Scored some interesting info. Got something to write with? Ryan asked, still holding the phone to his ear. Hold on, I said, Harry. Where are you? She asked, as I laid the phone on the dash. I dug paper and pen from my purse. 13 Rustique. I jotted the address. Ryan was repeating. As I finished, Harry's voice buzzed for myself. I ignored her. Pierre phones to Charrière. Left about a mile after Monty de l'Église. Ryan looked a question at me. I read the directions aloud. Below the golf courses and nature preserves. Got it. Ryan clicked off. Pierre lives outside of Montreal? I asked, scribbling the last bit of information. Ryan nodded. Holy hell, Ryan, it's probably the house that Kelly Sicard described. Good possibility. And remember how vehement Bosterok was when he told us to look in our own backyard? I took it as his way of saying fuck off. Obeline said Malo and her husband had some sort of working arrangement. Said they needed each other. Think Bosterok could be going to the hookup with Malo? He was pointed toward Montreal. I reread the directions. What nature preserve? Bois de l'Île Bizarre. I felt the wings of my throat constrict. The Bramp? What? Ryan switched lanes to pass a Mini Cooper. Skuskin's diatom analysis tied the Lac de Matane body to the Bois de l'Île or Lyle Bizard boat ramp. You're sure? Yeah. That ramp's practically in Molo's backyard. Ryan's jaw muscles bunched and relaxed. A terrible thought. If Molo somehow gave Quincy through Cormier the same way he got Kelly Sicard, he could be holding her at that house. A sharp whistle came from my cell. I'd forgotten Harry was still on the line. Yo! I picked up my phone. I've got to go. You really figured out who snatched that little girl? Harry sounded excited, as I felt. I can't talk to you now. Look, I know you're mad. I was thoughtless. Let me do something to make amends. I'm going to hang up now. I want to help, please. Wait, I know. Okay, I can go there and keep an eye on the place. No, it came out more of a shriek than I'd planned. Or not. I won't do anything. Absolutely not. Ryan was throwing me questioning glances. I'm not stupid, Tim. I won't go ring this guy Malo's bell. I'll just keep him in my sights until you and Monsieur Marvelous land. Harry listened to me. I forced calm into my voice. Do not go anywhere near that house. This guy's deadly. He is no one to play around with. I'll make you proud, big sister. I was listening to Ted. Holy Mother of God! Read out. What? Ryan asked. Harry's going to stake out my place. Stop her. Harry's phone rang, then went to voicemail. He's not picking up. God, Ryan, if we're right about Malo, the guy's a monster. He'll kill Harry without breaking a sweat. Call her again. I did, and it goes to voicemail. He'll never find Malo's place, Ryan said. She has GPS on her phone. Ryan's eyes met mine. Reaching back and hand me that LED. Unclasping my belt, I swiveled and lifted a portable strobe from the floor. Clip it onto your sun visor. I secured the light with its Velcro straps. Plug the cord into the lighter. I did. Ryan flipped the high beams to alternating flash. Lower the visor and flick that switch. I did. And the LED started pulsating red. Ryan hit the siren and mashed pedal to metal. Hey, Adrian, what's up? Nice. I'm glad you're listening while you're Ubering. I hope Ubering goes well. I know it can be weird sometimes. Chapter 40. Good to see you, Adrian. I hope you're doing well. I saw some of your posts and I was kind of worried about you, but I hope you're feeling better. A siren and strobe will get you where you're going, pronto. 2 hours after leaving Ile d'Orleans, Ryan and I were closing in on Montreal. The return journey had definitely kept my attention. I rode with palms flat to the dash and side window, lurking and bouncing as Ryan accelerated and braked. La Bizarre lies northwest of Montreal, at the western tip of the town of Laval. Crossing onto the island, Ryan cut to the 40, diagonaled southwest through the city, then shot north on Boulevard Saint-Jean. Off Pierrefonds, we winged right and rocketed across the Pont Jacques Bizard. At Midbridge, Ryan killed the lights and siren. Most of La Bizard is taken up by golf courses and nature preserve, but a few neighborhoods straddle the periphery. Some old, some new, and so far, market. The prices would never be broadcast. Malo Street was past a small tangle on the island's southern edge. Ryan slowed as we passed Rustique, but didn't turn. 30 feet down, he made a U-turn, doubled back, and crept by for a second look. The street appeared to be strictly residential. Large old homes, large old trees. I saw no one moving among them. A reversing direction on Charrière, Ryan slid to the curb, positioning the Impala for optimal surveillance. His optimal surveillance. He didn't really care about hers, and why would he? He's so much smarter. Just kidding. Anywho, I had to crane around to see. Rustique was 1 block long, with what looked like a small park at the far end. 6 houses on the left, 6 on the right. set far back on a deep narrow. The lots, the frame structures all looked tired, in need of paint and probably plumbing and wiring. A number of residents had taken a shot at lawn care and gardening. Some were enjoying more success than others. Outside, one faded Victorian was a carved wooden plaque saying, "For chez les autres." You keep on keeping on, brother. Tell you what, keep looking to the sky and keep your chin up. For me, I will keep my chins up. Number 13 has to be that double lot last on the left. I couldn't actually see much. Malot's property was surrounded by 6-foot chain-linked overgrown with vines. Through gaps in the foliage, you could make out pine, cedar hedges, and one enormous dead elm. I hate elms. Love what he's done with the landscaping. My anxiety was fueling imbecilic jokes. Ryan didn't laugh, but I did, because I think it's funny. No, he was punching buttons on his phone. "Can you read Malot's sign?" I asked. "Prenez garde au chien." Beware of dog. No joke there. "I need you to run 3 DBQs, type 1. Ryan was asking for a trace on auto licenses, speaking, I assumed, with the desk office at headquarters. He waited, then read the plate number off. A Beetle Mercury Grand Marquis, parked just down from Charrière. Murchison, Dewey, Trois Rustique, oui. I eyeballed the brick and frame bungalow, 5 up from Malot's. It was obvious old Dewey wasn't sitting on a fat portfolio. 947, Alpha Charlie Zulu. Ryan had moved on to the Porsche 911 halfway down the block. After the heart-thumping drive, the warmth and stillness in the Impala were dulling. I listened to Ryan's end of the conversation, suddenly aware of stunning exhaustion. "Vincent Antoine," Ryan repeated the name. "Any Vincents living on Rustique?" Ryan waited. "Okay." My arms and legs were starting to feel like a gyre. "Hang on," grabbing the binoculars. Ryan read off the lights of a late model Honda Accord at the far end of the block. After a pause, he asked, "Which rental company?" My exhaustion was gone like the flash of a shutter. Eyes squinting, I focused on the Accord. "Got a number?" The voice speaking to Ryan said something. "Sure, you're not too busy." "Beat, appreciate it." Ryan closed, but didn't toss his cell. "It's Harry." My voice was amped. "I know it is." "Let's not jump to conclusions." "Right, okay, let's not do that." I threw myself into the seat back and folded my arms, unfolded them, and started gnawing the cuticle again. Man, that cuticle's really taken some damage, tell you what. "The Merc and the Porsche belong to locals," Ryan said, never taking his eye from the number 13. I didn't bother to comment. Seconds dragged by, minutes, eons. It felt like forever. I jumped when Ryan's cell warbled in his hand. Ryan listened, thanked the caller, and disconnected. Harry rented the Accord on Monday morning. My eyes flew down the block. The car was empty. The park was empty. What the crack? "I'll call her." I reached for my purse. Ryan shot a restraining hand to my arm. "No, why not?" Ryan just looked at me. Like mine, his eyes were full of fatigue. My mind did a frightening connect. If Harry was on Malot's property or in his house, a ringing phone might compromise her safety. Jesus, Ryan, you really think she's gone inside? Been taken inside? I couldn't say it. I don't know. I knew. We need to get her out. Not yet. What? We just sit here? For a while, yes. If I go in, I will do so with backup. Note the pointed use of the first person singular. The sun was low, bouncing off windows and car hoods, bronzing the river, the park, and the street. Sliding on shades, Ryan draped both arms on the wheel and resumed staring down Rustique. Momentary movement ground to a stop. Occasionally, Ryan glanced at his watch. Checked mine. Each time, less than a minute had passed, but it felt like forever. I hate that. I switched from working the cuticle to picking at threads in the armrest. Switched back despite the heat. My fingers felt icy. We'd been watching 10 minutes when a Camaro came hard up Charriere and turned onto Rustique. Sorry, I keep seeing my thing not out. Thanks, Adrian. I try. I'm not as funny. I'm kind of funny looking. Yeah, we'd been watching forever. Felt like forever. And the driver was a murky silhouette behind tinted glass. The silhouette I recognized. It's Bostock. So we watched Bostock angle to the curb outside number 13, jump out and throw open the Camaro's trunk. Extracting a bolt cutter, he strode to the fence, positioned the blades, and snapped the handles. After boot kicking the gate, he disappeared from sight. The first shot sounded like firecrackers. The pops coming so fast they seemed connected. In the park, a cyclone of gulls rose and swooped over the river. Ryan activated and keyed the radio. A dispatcher came on. Identifying himself, Ryan gave our location and requested backup. 10-4 rubber ducky. Listen to me, Tim. Ryan was unholstering his Glock as he spoke. I am deadly serious. You are to get on the floor and stay put. Silently, I slid from the seat, keeping my eyes above the dash for a view of the street. Do not leave this car. Using the houses for cover, Ryan worked his way down Rustique. Glock pointed downward at his side, back to the chain linking. He crept to his gate, peered in, then vanished. I crouched on the floor of the Impala, terrified, palms slick with sweat. It seemed hours. In actuality, it was less than 5 minutes. I was trying to stretch my cramped legs when my cell phone chirped. I groped it from my purse. Where are you? Harry was using her whisper-shout voice. Where are you? I'm in the park near Malot's house. Feeding the seagulls? Jesus Christ, Harry. What were you thinking? My comment fell to reflect the relief I was feeling. I may have heard shots. Listen to me. I employed the same tone Thanks for hanging out and waiting for me. Like I was saying, I don't know why I pay for this internet when it's doing stuff like this. But anywho's, let's see, where about I? Alright, so I was using the same tone with her sister that Ryan had just used for her. And she scrunched down on the floorboard. Kind of like when you're trying to hide from your parents when you're a teenager and you're sneaking around and doing stuff you're not supposed to do. Ryan has gone onto Mullow's property. Backup is en route, so I want you to get as far from that house as possible without leaving the park. Can you do that? I see the monument to some dead guy. You can hunker behind that. We'll do it. By hoisting my butt up onto the seat, I was able to see a pink-clad figure scuttle from left to right at the river's edge. I was returning to my crouch when two muffled shots ring out. My heart stopped and I listened. Impossible stillness. Dear God, was Ryan in trouble? Carrie? Where was backup? Maybe it was fear for my sister. I don't know. Or maybe it was Ryan. What I did next was mad. I did it anyways. Firing from the Impala, I sprinted across Cherriere and diagonaled the first lawn on the left side of Rustique. Keeping to house shadows, I ran to number 13. Back-skimmed the fence and paused, straining to detect any sound of movement. Screaming goals, the hammering of my own heart. Barely breathing, I peered through Mullow's gate. A gravel drive led to a dark brick house with garish pink mortar. To its right stood a similarly constructed 3-car garage. To its left stretched a lawn, latticed by shadows of the dead elm. I went stiff, fighting me to action. A form was seated at the base of the tree. Had I been spotted? 5 seconds dragged to 10. The form didn't move. After waiting a full minute, I rechecked my surroundings, then crept down the drive. Each crunch of gravel sounded like an explosion. Still, the form remained lifeless, a life-size ragdoll rippled by spider thread shadows. Close to the tree, I could tell that the form was a man. I'd never seen him before. A long, dark tentacle scrawled the front of his shirt. The man's eyes were closed, but he appeared to be breathing. Half crouching, I scuttled across the lawn and stopped cold. 2 dogs strained on chains attached to bolts set in concrete. Each was huge, with a sleek brown and black coat, small ears, and a short tail that suggested Doberman. Each growled viciously. I raised a cautioning hand. The dogs grew frenzied, snarling and slathering, eyes savage on their desire to attack. In the distance, I heard the faint wail of sirens. I backstepped cautiously. The dogs continued lunging and snapping, each body thrust, threatening to wrench the bolts free from their moorings. On rubber legs, I scrambled back to the front of the house. To the right of the door, I could see a partially open window. Crawling through a square-cut cedar hedge, I stretched on tiptoes and peered in. Though a chair back obstructed my view, I could clearly see 3 men. One word hammered home. Endgame. Ryan was holding a Winchester 12-gauge while pointing his Glock at Boss Duroc. Boss Duroc had a 6 Sauer 9mm, pointed at a man I assumed to be Mullow. Mullow's back was to the window. Like Boss Duroc, he was big and heavily muscled. The sirens were growing louder. I guessed backup units were now crossing the bridge. "You miserable son of a bitch!" Boss Duroc was yelling at Mullow. "I knew your demented perversions would screw us all, sooner or later." "You're what? Dudley fucking do-right? You went in with eyes wide, Davy boy." "Not kids. I never agreed to kids." "They want to be stars. I give them their dreams." "You promised me. You cut that shit out. I believed you. Now I learn you've been lying all along." Sweat dampened Boss Duroc's hair. His shirt was plastered to his chest. "Easy." Ryan tried to diffuse Boss Duroc's anger. Boss Duroc jerked the 6 Sauer toward Ryan. From the question this guy's asking, I'm guessing you killed some kids. That's ridiculous. Mallow gave a nervous laugh. Look at me, asswipe. Bostruck leveled the 6-hour on Mallow's face. You've brought a murder investigation down on me. I've had cops up my ass for days. Raising both palms, Mallow reoriented toward Bostruck. My mouth went dry with shock. Though older, artificially tanned and more fit, Mallow bore a striking resemblance to Bostruck, a resemblance that could only be explained by genes. Bostruck continued his harangue. You killed those girls, admit it, you did it. That's... no, more lies. Bostruck's face was raspberry. They were sluts. I caught one stealing from me. The other was a junkie. Mallow swallowed. You're my brother, Davy. Take this guy out. Mallow made a nervous gesture towards Ryan. Take him out and we're home free. We find another place. You draw attention to me? To my business? To people I care about? You've lost every bit of your brain. Pop's been telling me since Quebec. Something happens to this one and they'll know who to look for. She's fine. Your deviant shit threatens everything. You polluted my father's house. That's why I drop-kicked you the first chance I had. Bostruck was moving the gun with sharp, jerky motions. You're just like your whore mother. Lay your gun on the floor, Dave. Ryan, the negotiator. You don't want to hurt anyone. I kind of think he does. Bostruck ignored him. You care about nothing but money and your own sick pecker. But now you threaten my house? People I care about? Because of you, they're gonna find her and lock her away. Your head case, Mallow scoffed. You live in the dark ages. Head case? The gun was trembling in his head. I'll show you a fucking head case. Your head all over that wall. A woman spoke from just below the window. Her voice sounded wheezy and winded. If you hurt him, it harms us. I strained to see the woman, but the chair back blocked her from view. The sirens were now screaming down Rustique. Tires screeched, doors opened, feet pounded, radio sputtered. A man's voice called out, another answered. Boster's eyes darted to the woman. In that instant, Ryan tossed the Winchester behind him and sprang. The shotgun skidded across the floor and ricocheted off a baseboard. Mallow spun and bolted from the room. I turned and yelled, Come out front! 3 cops raced up the driveway. One shouted, Retenez-vous! Freeze! Mallow cut toward the garage. The cops overtook him, slammed his body to the brick, and cuffed his wrist. Bounding into the house, we hooked a right through a set of double doors into the parlor. The cop followed close on my heels. I heard Ryan tell him to radio for an ambulance. Bostruck was down on splayed knees, hands cuffed behind him. The woman crouched by his side. Her arm circled her waist. One hand lay on his shoulder, a hand that possessed only 3 knobby fingers. I'm such a fuck-up, Bostruck mumbled. Such a fuck-up. The woman said, I know you love me. A shaft of fasting sun flamed the dark curls framing the woman's head. Slowly, she raised her chin. Agonizing realization curled my innards. The woman's cheeks and forehead were lumpy and hard. Her upper lip stretched to a nose that was asymmetrical, concave. Evangeline? I said, overwhelmed with emotion. The woman looked my way. Something flashed in her eyes. I'm the Queen of England, she rasped, chest heaving. Tears snaked serpentine trails through her flesh. Chapter 40. I believe this is the last one. And yeah, I thought we were going to make it through this book tonight, but it looks like maybe next weekend we'll get through this and then we'll get to our Aboriginal bedtime stories, which I'm very excited about. So, let's go to our music break. On this break, once more, we have the lovely and talented Miss Mia Savage with her band Antidote for Savages. And when I say her band, I mean her. Like, she does it all. And she's going to be singing one of my favorites, Bury Me in Heaven, Not a Phase, Singing to Your Grave, and The Bottom Line. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this music break. See you soon.
choice. No record, no work, no job, no savings of money.
Just a choice right now between fear and love. Right now, between fear and love.
Fear and shenanigans. Welcome back, guys, and thank you so much for joining me this evening on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. So we just got done with our book, Bones to Ashes. I believe we have one more chapter left. And then we're going to get on to our Australian Aboriginal folklore stories, so like bedtime stories. So I'm super stoked to get into that. But as you know, after... look. Oh, I think I lost Jay. Anyways, after story time, we generally go and watch a video. So if you guys are down, let's go. We're going to slap that ham. Got some slapped ham in the hizzos. Happy St. Patty's Day. I hope leprechauns aren't messing with you. But yeah. And don't drink the green beer. It's not good. Anyways, let's go.
How you doing? I'm Callan, and this is Slam.
Hi, Callan.
You're about to see some really scary videos. So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more creepy content. Just like this.
The first clip on our list was uploaded to TikTok by user Cheyenne Minor XO. It's a brief excerpt of some home security footage that shows a rather disconcerting scene. Take a look. Watching that again, out of nowhere, the door opens as if controlled by some sort of unseen force.
Oh wow, poor kid. Oh no.
While the uploader suggests it might have been the work of a ghost, it's a certain type of ghost known as a poltergeist that is thought to possess the ability to manipulate objects in the living world. Unlike traditional ghosts, which are often associated with apparitions or spectral visions, poltergeists are known for their alleged ability to move or levitate objects, create unexplained noises, and even cause harm to human inhabitants. Reports of poltergeist activity have been documented for centuries across various cultures, and are frequently associated with particular locations or individuals, especially adolescents. While skeptics often attribute these occurrences to natural phenomena or human-made pranks, many believers argue that they provide evidence of the supernatural realm's interaction with our physical world. So does this footage prove the existence of poltergeists? Watch it another time and let me know what you think in the comments.
I don't know, but whatever that was, it was mean. That poor kid didn't deserve that.
Recent unexplained phenomena in the skies above Colombia have sent the UFO community into a frenzy of excitement and speculation. In a particularly perplexing incident, an unidentified flying object described as
that's like the mothership I saw
was seen
at Mia's house.
Pagoda.
Mia and I saw that. Holy shit. Wow. And it was crazy too, like, it was changing colors. So it was like phosphorescent, like blue and purple and white and teal. Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
Baffled.
If you guys aren't watching this on YouTube, you need to go to YouTube and watch this.
No one
like,
has managed to explain or debunk this eerie sighting.
It was crazy because I could get pictures, but I couldn't get video of it. It didn't show up on video, but I got pictures. Damn.
Yet, this isn't the sole mysterious airborne event to emerge from Colombia recently. Another incident already hailed as
and
one
it's
of the
always
best
at a 45-degree angle. Why?
Was captured by none other than model Valentina Rueda.
Oh, I've seen this one before. It goes zip.
On April 4th, 2023, Valentina was aboard a private plane cruising at an altitude of 20,000 feet beneath a pristine blue sky.
Oh yeah.
Suddenly, about 10 seconds into a video she shared on her Instagram story, a small black dot materializes on the right side of the screen. Moments later, a disc-shaped saucer darts past the cockpit, banking to one side and gliding swiftly beyond the plane.
I'm just glad it didn't go into the propellers. That would have been bad.
Many were taken aback by the footage's clarity and authenticity. Here's the footage slowed down.
Alien orb. Oh my gosh, it's like a saucer shape. Why is it at a 45-degree angle too? What the hell?
However, there were skeptics amidst the sea of believers. Some speculated it could be a drone,
I don't know,
while
it kind of
others
looks like
suggested
90
it might just be
degrees
flying debris.
towards the 45.
Despite the differing opinions, a consensus emerges. This could well be one of the best UFO video footages ever filmed. With these baffling occurrences coming in quick succession, it begs the question, why Colombia?
I have to write this on the list of
now?
places to
What
send my
draws these
UFO
mysterious
stuff.
entities or objects to the Colombian skies? As the world looks on, the quest for answers continues, fueling debates, discussions, and of course, some wonder.
Hello, Drew. Welcome.
A spine-tingling photograph has emerged on Reddit, uploaded by
my
Vivid
goodness.
Situation 7132. The story behind the photo, taken during a night shift in an elderly care home, only adds to its chilling nature. According to the user, their mother captured the image after a resident's bedside bell unexpectedly rang at 4 a.m. Rushing to the isolated room, she and a colleague reportedly found an unidentifiable figure standing by the bed.
Creepy.
The pair
I think
snapped
it's
this
Grandma.
photo and hurriedly left the room.
Is that you, Grandma?
While some viewers believe the image depicts an older woman adorned with a pearl necklace,
That's what I'm
critics
saying.
argue that the figure might merely be a result of low light and poor photo quality. Regardless of
It
one's
looks like
belief,
Grandma.
the unsettling photo raises more questions than answers. Could this be a genuine paranormal occurrence? Or
She's
is it
just
simply
watching the baby
a trick of the
sleep.
mind?
It's so cute.
Debate continues.
We're all debating about different things, aren't we?
This eerie
Oh, I've
piece of
seen
home
this one.
security footage was captured by a friend of TikTok user Hard to Ghetto as they were leaving for work at 5:30 a.m.
Hard to get out.
Take a look at what the cameras caught.
Isn't it creepy, Adrian? Like, that shit is creeping me out. Oh, look at this. Like, in that back corner back there, it's gonna run across.
A
Like,
strange
creepy
dark
as shit.
figure
And I
walked
think
by
he
in the
sees it, like, in
distance.
his peripherals, because he looks over. As soon as it disappears, he's like, what? He just saw something. He doesn't know what it was.
It's as though the
What the
homeowner
crack?
notices it out the corner of his eye, but by the time he looks over, the figure is gone.
Very spooky.
Some commenters said it looks like CGI, but others weren't so sure, noting the man's reaction as though he genuinely
Freaking weird, dude.
Something
That's all I can
there.
say. Ugh.
As always, though, I'll throw this one out to you, the viewers, for final judgment.
Thanks, Callan. We'll chew on that. Unnerving music.
A disquieting image has recently captured the attention of online audiences thanks to Facebook page Paranormal Popcorn. The photo in question
gotta
was
check it
snapped
out.
during a family camping trip about 8 years ago near Taylor's Falls in Minnesota's Interstate Park. Remarkably, the family
Minnesota.
only noticed an unsettling detail after they returned home and reviewed their vacation snapshots. In the
Looks like a
background,
Nokia.
of what seems to be a
Nikon.
perfectly normal family photo, an unidentifiable black shadow can be seen lurking at the back right corner.
Oh my goodness.
What adds an additional layer of intrigue to this already chilling scenario is the unfortunate history of the area. Weeks
Aww.
before the photo was taken, a man allegedly drowned in a nearby river, heightening speculations that the shadowy figure might be
Oh,
a
man.
presence.
He's like
Interstate
wearing a
Park,
suit
known
and
for its
a
scenic
bow tie.
beauty, has now piqued the interest of paranormal enthusiasts. Some
I'll
are even
put on my
considering
suit
it as a
and tie.
potential location for ghost hunting expeditions.
Sorry, just
While the veracity of the photograph remains up for debate, it has undoubtedly fueled
That
discussions
is
about whether or
crazy.
not the park.
It's got to
really
be
is
like a
haunted.
relative, or maybe it just wanted to be near the fire and was for some of those s'mores. S'mores?
Someone's got whispering. I just heard it.
In September 2020, YouTube channel Unearthly Wanderings raised a few eyebrows during a now infamous live stream. The eerie episode unfolded during a casual Saturday live session among colleagues and friends. Attention was drawn to Terry Charms, one of the participants
Oh.
whose camera seemed to be struggling to focus on an
She looks so
undefined
familiar. I think
object
I've seen
or
this video
presence.
before.
Now you can see.
And it looks like she's got one of those laser grids going on.
The moment that the main
Isn't
camera
that
switched
weird?
to her window, viewers and co-hosts alike spotted something rather eerie.
What?
Yeah, when you make your head, it went from your nose to in your mouth.
He's good.
And now that's in your mouth.
What?
It's flying around her
Yeah,
face.
when you make your head, it went from your nose to in your
Now
mouth.
it's on your cheek.
You
Now
can
it's on
clearly
here.
see what appears to be fingers reaching up to touch Terry's left shoulder from behind.
Oh no. I see that. I totally thought it was like part of that laser grid on her face. Look at that. That is so freaking creepy. Adrian,
This
don't
is
look
made all
behind
the more
you.
chilling by Terry
Don't look.
Charles' previous claim that she felt a constant
Oh my
presence
gosh.
with her. It should
I'm
be noted
scared.
that she was alone at home at the time of the incident, with her dog sitting on the other side of the room. The video has generated a flurry of discussion, theories, and good old-fashioned internet sleuthing. Could this be
Oh,
a
I'm
genuine
scared,
capture
guys.
of a paranormal entity on
Totally
camera,
creeping
lending
me
credence to
out.
Terry Charms' claims of an ever-present
Creepy as
unseen
shit.
companion?
Creepy AF.
The footage is unsettling and surprisingly clear, making it
Ew.
difficult to dismiss outright.
And why do they do that? Like, instead of showing their whole selves, like, a lot of times, I've seen this recently, like, they'll reach over and touch the shoulder, or, like, this one is, like, you know, pose. I fucking hate that. What the fuck? I'm sorry. Pardon my language. Pardonnez-moi. Silly
Reddit
play.
user Purple Version 9156 has ignited a buzz on our Slaptam subreddit with a puzzling piece of home security footage. Recorded on September 1st, 2023 at 10:49 p.m. The video shows a
I wanna get some of
similar
those.
scenario.
I found
Two
some
cats
old
quietly
ones, but you
sleeping
gotta
on
run
separate
cables.
couches.
I have a recorder.
happens.
I want some digital ones that go to your phone. Hi, Mom. Oh, it looks like my Kung Pao mirror. Oh my gosh, did you see that orb?
One of the cats abruptly moves in an
Oh,
unusual
shit!
way, giving
Don't
the
mess with my
impression that an invisible
kitten.
force just pushed it.
What the crack? Oh, poor guy. Yeah, that's messed up.
Further adding to
I
the
don't-
mystery, viewers noticed an orb floating past the screen near the end of the clip.
I was about to say, I don't know why they mess with animals, but I think it's because they have a different spectrum
flicker in a mirror hanging on the wall.
in their eyes, and holy shit, you can actually see something in the mirror. That's
This
crazy.
series of strange occurrences
But
has
animals
led
can
some to
see them
speculate
when
that
we
the footage
can't.
captured a
Sometimes we
ghostly
can,
entity
if you
interacting with
have
the cat.
that gift. But
However, not
otherwise, I think they get pissed off when the animals can see them.
Alternative explanations. One commenter offered a more mundane
Fucking
interpretation,
camera.
suggesting that the cat might have simply been startled awake from a dream.
No, I don't
The
think
commenter
so.
also added that orbs commonly seen in infrared videos are often nothing more than
I'm getting the
airborne
creepy
particles
crawlies.
like dust, pet hair,
My
or
Irish
bugs, and
spirit
shouldn't
is
be
spoken
interpreted
up.
as signs of
I need to
paranormal
shave.
activity. So, did an
Paranormal
unseen entity
activity.
push the cat? Or was the feline acting to a dream or some sort of random noise? Take a look and let me know what you think's going on here in the comments down below.
Poor kittenin. That's all I'm saying. Motherfucker mess with that cat. Looks like my kung pao kitten. Freaking ghosty. Don't be mad. Just because that cat stalks you all the time, don't mean you have to be, like, assaulting it. Jeez. Get a
A
job!
recent upload on TikTok by user A Kid in Her Backpack has captured the attention of many, sparking discussions and theories about the
I've
mysteries
seen
of
this one
life,
too.
death, and the beyond.
Not on this video, but
The footage shows a 96-year-old grandmother in a hospital where she claims to see a pink child standing next to her bedside.
so weird. Like, my mother-in-law also saw a girl wearing a pink dress and holding a teddy bear. Oh my goodness.
As the video progresses, it becomes evident that the elderly lady is
Don't you see
experiencing
it?
something.
And her
out
son's
of the
like, no,
ordinary.
Mom, I don't.
All Taylor Doyle's.
Doilies, pretties.
Taylor's there? Taylor's
Oh my
there?
gosh.
Taylor.
Yeah, I thought you said Taylor.
Viewers were left speculating. What was the grandma witnessing? Was it a manifestation of her memories, a trick of the mind, or perhaps a genuine encounter with the supernatural?
Instead of showing up as the
footage
Reaper, it
resonated
shows up as a
particularly
little
with
girl.
healthcare workers, many of whom commented on the phenomenon.
Maybe it's
Charlie
just
Garber,
like not
a
as
hospice
scary.
nurse, commented, "I see this all the time." Then they see ones who have already passed.
So creepy.
happens all
I
the
could not do
time.
that job.
Still gives me goosebumps.
I almost did.
Another
But I
user,
didn't.
Sapphire Eyes and Healthcare, offered a similar sentiment, stating, "I'm a hospice nurse. It's normal for them to see relatives and pets that passed when they're close to passing away."
Yeah, I get
The
too
comments
attached.
and
I
the
couldn't do
footage
it.
raised poignant questions about the nature of our existence and the mysteries that surround the end of life. Whether the elderly lady's experiences are part of the brain's way of coping or evidence of something more profound
sweet
remains a
mama.
matter of personal belief.
She's wearing her
Regardless, the
crochet
video serves as a touching
blanket,
reminder
or
of the depth and complexity
no, she
of
looks
the
so
human
cute and cuddled.
experience.
Party toilet. Harder.
You're having a party?
Yeah,
Who's having the
balloons.
birthday party?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, it's so confusing. Like, why are they having this party? And then later on, you pass and you go to that party.
Slapped Ham fan Trish McCubbin sent this next clip to our community page over on Facebook. Take a look at what's been captured.
Man, I keep seeing something blinking in and out. Oh, what the crack?
Trish explains that the footage was captured on CCTV in the stockroom of the shop where she works. It shows what looks like a wheeled trolley laden with supplies seemingly beginning to move all on its own.
That's crazy.
As you can see, there doesn't appear to be any way the trolley was pushed by a person, as
I
it
could
seems
see
to be
like a
resting too
figure
close to
up
the
in
wall.
there,
This
right
clip
above
certainly
where the
presents
bucket
another
was.
creepy mystery. Could it be the work of a disgruntled poltergeist, or is there another way to explain the trolley's eerie movement? We'll throw this one over to you, the viewers, for final judgment.
Yeah, look at that flashing. Like, it looks like a figure, and then you can see the figure coming out with the mop and bucket. Can you not? I can see it. What the crack?
Several years ago, a user by the name of Carmina Cat shook the online community with a chilling piece of CCTV footage. Captured at Stone Brewing World and Gardens in Liberty Station, San Diego on January 15th, 2019, the video has reignited conversations about the property's haunted history. Originally serving as a naval training center, Liberty Station has a long history dating back to the 1920s. The complex has been repurposed into a sprawling mixed-use development that includes shops, restaurants, and even art studios. However, some say the echoes of its past remain in more ways than one, with numerous reports suggesting that the site is haunted. Given its history as a military
Reminds me of the
installation
Alamo.
and the emotional turmoil such places often see, rumours of paranormal activity seem almost inevitable. It's a little after 5 AM when the CCTV footage in question shows something rather odd.
Whoa! What the crack?
A white figure.
Are you serious right now?
Near the bar.
Wow. Nikes, that is
Soon
insane.
after the video was posted, Reddit users quickly chimed in with their own stories and experiences. Many confirmed the haunted reputation of Liberty Station, recounting tales from friends and family who have either seen or felt phenomena they can't explain. From shadowy figures to unaccounted footsteps, the tales add another layer of intrigue to this already storied property. So, is Liberty Station really haunted?
I think
Given
it is.
the anecdotal evidence and the strange phenomena caught on this video, it seems increasingly difficult to dismiss the rumours surrounding Liberty Station.
That is
While
crazy.
no conclusive proof exists to confirm its haunted status, the tales and footage certainly make a compelling case for the paranormal.
How
Or
about you do some
perhaps the
overnight
whispers of
security
Liberty
there?
Station's past are just that,
Let's
echoes
go.
of a bygone era that have taken on a life of their own in the collective imagination. One thing's for sure, however, the debate is far from over, and Liberty Station continues to be the subject of both fascination and fear.
I'd say that's just crazy. Definitely haunted.
A chilling incident from a late-night shift has left employees at a building site perplexed and questioning
This
the
is so
unknown.
weird. This is like the
mysterious
second one I've
episode
seen in a
captured on
workplace
CCTV and
where
shared
people
on
are seeing and
Instagram by
talking
user
to
Paranoid
things.
Normal has caused quite a stir. On a seemingly ordinary evening, a welder was engrossed in his work during the night shift. Alone and undisturbed, he continued his task until a security guard, while reviewing the night's footage, noticed the welder engaged in an animated conversation. Confused, the security guard summoned the welder to the security office to understand the situation. The welder said he was speaking to another colleague during his shift. Take a look at what the cameras caught.
He's like, wait a minute, I'm gonna quit cutting this piece of metal and talk to this feller. There is no fella. What kind of drugs you been taking?
As the
None.
footage rolls, you can see the welder conversing
Oh my
enthusiastically.
god. This is crazy. And they're so like to the point where they're asking questions and communicating with this person. Like, what the hell is going
He
on?
even appears to shake hands with an unseen
Why do they do
entity.
that? Hi, I'm a new worker. My name's Johnny. Isn't that fucking weird? I'm sorry, pardon my French, but that
Welder
is super
insists
creepy.
that a colleague was there with him in full uniform, chatting and making jokes.
If you can still cut up when you're dead, like, I'm down. Wow, man.
The story takes a chilling turn when both the security guard and the welder were informed that a colleague of theirs had tragically died off-site the previous night. Given the timing of events, whispers among staff suggest the possibility of the welder's interaction being with the spirit of the departed worker. Could this truly be a communication from the beyond, or just a puzzling
It's insane.
coincidence? The incident leaves us with more questions than answers.
If I die, I don't want to show up at work. I might nap a lot, eat lots of chocolate, go fishing, I don't know. As a spirit, I like to take long walks on the beach.
Slapped Ham fan Simon Graham sent us this creepy clip over on
Slapped at Ham.
Facebook. Take a look at what it shows.
What's gonna happen? Oh. Why are they always playing with kids' toys? What the crack? So is this a kid's
Poster
spirit?
claims it's a snippet of footage that was captured on his friend's security camera located in their garage. The video, captured at 5:43 AM, shows a child's toy car suddenly beginning to move, seemingly all on its own.
It's crazy, dude. Burn
The
it!
creepiest part of the story
I'm
is
just
that the
kidding.
poster's friend claims that at the time the footage was captured, the car's battery had been taken out and was being charged on the
Isn't that
workbench.
crazy? It's like cars and dolls. They're all creepy
So could the
and
car's
possessed.
unexplained movement be the work of a cheeky poltergeist?
Did you
Or
find
is
this
there
car
another way
at
to
a garage
explain this
sale?
rather
Why'd you
unnerving
get it?
footage? Let me know your thoughts on this one in the comments down below.
No, burn it. Let's burn it.
Our first bizarre clip of the day comes
I've seen
from
this
the
one
TikTok
too.
account
Fucking
Terra
glitch in the
S.
Matrix.
Nocturnos.
Shit.
See if you can spot the small detail that has everyone freaking out.
So freaking weird, dude. Like, what the hell?
Did you catch it? The number
Yeah,
on the
18,
player's back
20,
appears
21.
to change. It goes from 21 to $J, then to 18.
That is so
This fleeting
weird.
change might be easy to miss upon first viewing, but once
How does this
spotted,
even make
it's hard to
sense?
unsee. The bizarre transformation of the number has ignited a barrage of theories online. One of the
It's
most
a
popular
mirage.
speculations is that this could be a glitch in the Matrix, referring to the idea that our
Could
reality
be.
is nothing more than a computer-generated simulation. Delving deeper into this hypothesis, some
I hate that
enthusiasts
idea.
suggest
We
that the
don't like
glitch
it.
might be hinting at a secretive code embedded within our simulated existence. However,
The only
deciphering
glitches
this
I've had
code or
are, like,
understanding its
deja vu.
significance remains elusive. Whether you're a believer in the simulated reality theory or just enjoy a good online mystery, one thing's certain: this strange sighting is adding fuel to the fire of internet enigmas.
It's crazy. So weird. We did it!
A recent photo shared on the popular paranormal Facebook
Ghostly
page,
photo
Ghosts of
bomb.
London, has left social media buzzing.
Is this like
with
those
theories
Chinese
around
ladies,
fear.
or is this something
The
else?
image captured on the London Underground initially seemed to be a standard snapshot.
I think
of a
that's
young
like his
man
great-great-grandma
riding
or
a train.
something.
However, upon closer examination, an eerie figure appears in the window's reflection. A
That's
figure
intense.
with dark sunken eyes and a grey.
And like she's
coloured complexion.
smiling. She's just a happy traveler.
According to the individual who submitted the photo, it was taken while they and their friends were on their way to a concert. The mysterious figure wasn't noticed until a week later. They were browsing through the pictures. When they zoomed in on one particular image, they were so shocked by the figure lurking behind the young man that they dropped their computer to the floor. Once the photo was posted on Ghosts of London, dozens of comments began pouring in, each trying to make sense of the unsettling figure. Commenters were visibly shaken, with many remarking on the intense eeriness of the figure caught on camera. So what are we to make of
Well,
this?
at
Is
least
this
she's
a
a
mere
happy
trick of the
traveler.
light, a bizarre reflection, or a
And
genuine
I don't think he was
paranormal
bothered.
entity
He
captured
noticed
on
it later.
film?
That is so
The London
crazy.
Underground has a long history rife with stories of ghostly apparitions and unsettling
Right,
phenomena.
right.
Given the undeniable eeriness of the figure, its haunting eyes and lifeless complexion, it's difficult to brush off the image as mere coincidence or simply
You really
illusion.
can't. Right?
Uploaded to Reddit by user DietAltruistic6826, this photo has caused quite a stir on the social media platform.
Weird.
According
Oh my
to the
gosh,
poster,
look at
The
that.
picture was taken in a church parking lot while the photographer was waiting for a fireworks display to begin. They believe that the figure that's being captured looks like a ghostly bride, and looking at it, it's easy to see why. The figure
Could
appears
be, or
to
somebody
wearing
wearing
long
a
white dress
hooded
with its
robe
head
with their
covered
head
by a
down.
veil.
I don't know. What do you think?
The image of a ghostly bride wandering forlornly in a
Yeah,
tattered
she's
wedding
creepy.
gown is a haunting motif that transcends
Don't say I
cultures
do,
and
say I
time.
don't.
Often tied to tales of love gone awry, betrayal, or tragic accidents, these spectral brides are said to haunt the locations of their misfortune. Could this photo show the ghost of someone who met an unfortunate end on this very spot?
Yeah, I see the
Perhaps
arms
this
and the
is their way of
bustier and
reaching
all that
out
stuff.
from the
Oh my
beyond.
goodness. You can see her kind of looking down to her nose and her mouth and her eyes. She doesn't look very happy.
A recent video
Oh,
uploaded
wow.
by Redditor 420 Dougie to our
Haunted
subreddit
home?
has caused quite a stir
Yes.
among the community.
I even have a sign up front that
Captured
says,
on the morning of the
"Welcome to our
17th
haunted
of
house."
August 2023 at 4:33 a.m. The footage shows some perplexing events that have left viewers debating their causes. In the video, the homeowner is seen nonchalantly moving about their living room. Without any visible interference, a bag mysteriously falls off the countertop.
He feels like there's some bath there. Oh shit, I just saw a shadow. I saw something.
Moments later, the unexplained activity
you see it?
continues when a chair shifts position, seemingly all on its own.
Oh my goodness, somebody just walked by. It's crazy.
While many are quick to dub it as paranormal activity, others are looking for more logical
Oh
explanations.
my goodness.
Some users have
Not
offered
only
that
did
it
the
might
shadow
just be
happen, but that
gravity
thing
at
fell.
work. Perhaps the bag was perched precariously, or
Wow.
the chair was not resting on all four of its legs.
What?
So I'll throw this one out to you, the viewers, for final judgment. What do you think's going on here? Let me know in the comments down below.
A lot of shit. Did you see that shadow in the hallway? Yeah. And then that bag fell? Like, this is freaking weird. And then the chair turned. Like, definitely haunted.
Greetings, friends. I am the Midwest
Hi, Ian.
Ghost Hunter, and I am currently on my way to by far the scariest location I've ever been to.
In a recent episode,
Oh my
of
gosh,
the
I'm scared for you.
upcoming YouTube
I don't know
channel
how you do
Midwest
this.
Ghost Hunter, lead investigator Ian embarks on a chilling journey to one of North America's
I love
most
Ian. He's
locations,
awesome.
the Sandhaven Sanatorium in North Dakota. Located 2.5 miles northeast of Dundee
Sanitarium.
in Rolette County, the Sandhaven Sanatorium first opened its doors in 1912 as a tuberculosis treatment center. It later evolved into a mental asylum before closing in
Man.
1987.
And then probably
The
a children's
sanatorium,
school
which has
after
been
that. Like, what
ominously
the hell?
nicknamed the Sanatorium of Death, is rumored
Oh,
to have a
man.
death toll exceeding
That's not a good sign.
1,000. Ian, fully aware of the property's
believe it's
grim
over that.
past, courageously opts to spend the night there all alone.
I'm gonna be spending the night there by myself, trying to
Do
collect
it, Ian.
evidence, more evidence of it being haunted.
As he ventures into the dilapidated halls and rooms, he starts to experience increasingly strange phenomena.
Hell no.
Soon, he begins to hear some screaming sounds.
Dude, seriously.
Then,
No.
moments later, you can hear what sounds like coughing.
Oh my god. I saw this video and you can see an apparition
that?
in the window.
Sounded
Not
like a
once,
breath.
but twice. It's insane. You can hear it coughing. And it's weird how, like,
While walking around the property,
they died
filming,
from this
Ian's
certain
also
disease, so they
captured
have those
still images with a
aspirations of.
second camera. It's in one
You
of
know?
these snaps that he appears to have caught a
Look.
strange white apparition.
It's gonna poke his little. Yeah,
Oh,
look at
I
it.
think I got
He's
something.
poking
out
his
of
little
it.
freaking
That's a
head
figure.
through the window. It's freaking crazy, dude.
Yet it's a
It does it
photo
again
taken
when
a
he
split
asks.
second
He's like, "Can you do it
later,
again?"
shows nothing
And
at
it
all.
does.
Oh my god,
It's insane.
gone. Dude, I just caught something. It was by that
You
window.
did, Ian.
Soon, his video
Good job,
camera
dude.
starts to pick up some strange anomalies as well.
Him and Frank on Franco TV. I don't know how they
Here,
do
you
it.
can see a white mist.
I just
It's gonna
got that on the
happen again.
freaking camera.
See?
But the
I just
scares
peeked
don't
in.
stop
It's like,
there. At
"Hey."
one moment, Ian notices something moving past a window.
Whoa,
Ooh.
dude. Look. Nothing. There's nothing.
Soon after, a shadow starts to form at the end of the way.
What the
further
crack?
heightening the eeriness of his solo exploration.
Is this where they kept your body?
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, holy shit.
I'd rather take a freaking nap, seriously. It, like, rushes him. That thing is running towards him. Oh my god. I wonder if he felt it.
Sanatorium isn't just notorious for its past medical practices and high death count. Tragically, it was also the site where a 17-year-old ghost hunter fell to his death from an
that was so
elevator shaft
sad.
in October 2001.
Wow.
With such a history,
So
could
sad.
it be that the spirits of the deceased still roam the property? Ian's experience seems to suggest that the Sandhaven Sanatorium is haunted, but as with any paranormal investigation, viewers to draw their own conclusions. However, if the video footage and eerie occurrences captured during this episode are any indication, the Sandhaven Sanatorium may be one of the most genuinely haunted places in
I'm
America.
telling you, dude. Seriously haunted.
Down below.
And it's so sad because it's like, I could think of better places to haunt. But hey, more power to you.
This creepy photo was
Ghosts in the
originally
garden.
posted to the Ghosts of
Was
London
no place
Facebook
sacred?
page. The person who
What the
captured the
fuck?
picture notes that it was extracted from video footage recorded by their home security system. In the video, the figure's appearance is supposedly so brief it happens in just the blink of an eye. They go on to say that they believe that the ghostly figure might actually be their deceased grandmother, as it would have been her birthday the day before this image was captured. So what do you think? Does the figure captured on the poster's
Grandma.
security camera resemble the photo of their
I
deceased
like that
grandmother?
one. That's
Let me know your
sweet.
take on this one down below.
That'd be awesome to have grandma in the garden with me, but man, at night, grandmama? Come on.
Urbex Hill, a rising YouTube channel specializing in urban exploration, has taken its audience on another hair-raising journey, this time to the long-abandoned Paul Revere Elementary School in Cleveland, Ohio. Chris, the
Schools
lead
were scary.
investigator,
I don't know
enters
why,
into the
but they are.
dilapidated building to uncover its secrets, and what he discovers has left viewers puzzled and somewhat unsettled. The Paul Revere Elementary School was constructed back in 1920 with significant extensions added between 1925 and 1926. The school closed in 2010 due to lack of funding and dwindling student numbers. It wasn't long before the property fell into
I'm
disrepair,
messaging
the
Cassie.
broken windows and
But I'm
crumbling
listening.
facade adding to the rumors that the property is
This guy
haunted.
doesn't even do ghost stuff.
Heading
Like,
in on a
he's
cold
just
winter's
there
night,
checking
Chris
it out.
begins to navigate the old school's maze
Oh my
of hallways
goodness.
and deserted
Yeah, he has some
classrooms.
crazy activity.
It isn't long before Chris realizes he may not be the only person in the building.
And you know what? Ghosts are scary, but if you go somewhere and there's people in there, like, that's even scarier. Beep. Yeah, that's what I'd be saying. Beep. Thanks, Adrian, for
Someone
the like.
else is walking around with a flashlight.
Oh my gosh. Could you imagine, like, you walking around in there? I hope you're wearing a mask because look at that paint. Pretty sure that's lead-based.
Somebody's here.
Chris hides and waits for them to leave.
Would you go in there by yourself, Adrian? Like, no. I couldn't.
Later, while exploring an upstairs bathroom, Chris
I'm not
has
as
a
brave as
near
Ian or
heart-stopping
Frank
moment.
from Franco TV. Like, fuck no. I don't know if you saw Franco. Oh my god, did you see that? Holy shnikes.
Somehow, he regains composure and decides to have a second look.
I think it's a dummy, but it moved and it fell over. But it was like a mannequin or dummy or whatever. But no, I'm talking about
Turns out
Franco
to be nothing
TV.
more
I think it was
than a
like
mannequin.
3 episodes ago. She went and it was to the tomb of this lady that was a witch. And people go there and they burn candles and they leave offerings and all this other stuff. But he heard crying and stuff. So he went over there. Do you know what he got on camera? Like this thing
Sometime
flying
later,
up into the
things take
air
an even
and
more
onto the
unsettling
roof.
turn
It was the
as he
craziest
There's a
ever.
staircase, and here's the
I
unmistakable
don't know how
sound
Ian
of
and Franco do
footsteps
it.
echoing
Like,
through
to
the
me, that's
empty
insane.
halls.
That's intense. I like to camp in tents, but otherwise, I gotta have some friends. I gotta have my Mia, or my Mel, or my Jamie, somebody, my Cheryl.
However, the climax of this spine-chilling episode occurs roughly 35 minutes into the footage. While exploring the old admin quarters,
But when you're in there, it
something
feels like
truly eerie
forever.
is caught on camera.
Oh man.
Watching that again, Chris captures a shadow moving across one of the old offices.
What the fuck? I gotta see. Oh yes. Yep. Holy shnikes, dude. Are you serious?
He enters the room,
What?
only to find it empty. There's no sign of life, or even a reasonable explanation for what he just recorded.
It's so crazy. Like, that's why I like to wear a hat that has a camera. It'd be cool to have like a chest cam like the cops or the popos have. That'd be cool. Because when you're using a camera and you're holding it, you can't capture everything. So that was a good catch. Dang,
What are we
Cletus.
to make of Chris's latest expedition? Could these
That's
odd occurrences
insane.
and the chilling shadow be evidence that the Paul Revere
It's all
Elementary
hunched
School
over.
really is haunted? Or is there a more rational, earthly explanation for the sounds and sights captured on camera here? Whatever the case, Urbex Hill's exploration has undoubtedly left its mark,
Did you see
adding
that,
another
like,
layer
that-
to the local
that dummy, that
legends
mannequin
surround
falling
the old
over?
Paul Revere
Why?
Elementary School.
Why of all time?
Whether believer or
is gonna
skeptic,
fall over
viewers are now left to
at
grapple
this
with
time
the eerie
when you're
footage
filming
and
it?
draw their own conclusions
Freaking
about
weird.
what might truly haunt this old abandoned institution.
I don't want to be part of an institution. I'll start my own, okay? And you guys can join. You ready? Let's go. Just kidding.
3 years ago, Reddit user L. Tibbs shook the paranormal community with an unsettling series
This
of
is
dash
crazy.
cam
I think this
stills
is
that
when there
defy
was a
easy
woman or something in the
explanation.
road.
The footage comes from an automatic
I've seen
recording
this video
system
before.
used in
Not
delivery
that I've seen
trucks
this
managed
video,
by the
but
user's
I've seen this
father-in-law, who serves as the VP of operations at a delivery company. The
Viva
cameras in these trucks
delivery!
record whenever an unsafe event occurs, such as abrupt braking or swerving.
Oh
One
my
camera
God.
faces the road, while the other records the driver. According to
This is
LT,
crazy,
the
dude.
incident in question
I'm
occurred
telling you,
late at
this is
night or
nuts.
early in the morning on a pitch-black two-lane road. Two truck drivers saw something unusual ahead, a female figure in a white dress walking directly in their lane.
Seriously.
Despite
Hello?
their disbelief, the external camera clearly captured the figure, while the internal camera recorded the driver's shocked
He doesn't
actions.
swerve or nothing. He just keeps going.
The drivers stopped.
I'm ashamed to
convinced they
say,
must have hit
I
the
probably
woman,
would have
but found no
swerved.
evidence of any accident, nor was there anyone in sight.
And they're both looking back. They don't hear a thump. They don't hear anything.
The
They're like,
police
what the
were later
fuck just
called and
happened?
investigated the scene, but found no evidence of anyone anywhere.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just
Even
killed
more
somebody.
chilling, subsequent
Could you
research
imagine?
revealed that a girl had been killed in that very area in a separate incident back in 2013. She was struck by two vehicles while walking on this very stretch of road.
Very
Images
sketchy
are as
indeed.
unsettling
I'm telling
as
you
the
what,
story
like he's
itself,
looking at his
capturing
Facebook
each
and all this shit, and he's like,
moment of the eerie
look at what I
encounter.
just saw that!
Internal
What's his
emails
name?
within the delivery company referred to the event as the ghost incident, indicating that even skeptical corporate types were puzzled
Okay,
by what
Felicia,
the cameras
you need to
had
get the fuck
captured.
out the road.
Unfortunately, legal reasons prevent
That
L.
is
Tibbs from
insane.
sharing the actual video.
That's weird how he
but
looked
the
up, like,
screen
right when
grabs
it was
are compelling
happening.
enough to spark both
He's like, oh my
intrigue
god, do you
and
see this?
alarm. Could this be an actual ghostly encounter captured on dash cam?
We just killed
Or
somebody.
is there a more prosaic explanation that is yet to come to light? One thing's for sure, the images and the story behind them continue to captivate and confound those who dare to delve into this modern-day mystery.
They're both looking back! Look at him, he's covering his mouth like, oh my god, I can't believe that just happened! And then
When
you
Lisa
call the
Jane
police
Galvin
on yourself,
noticed her
and it
horse
didn't really
Amber
happen?
was acting strangely, she decided to take a picture. This is what she caught.
Riders in the sky.
Riding the horse. Could it be possible that it's just a remarkable case of pareidolia? or is there more to the image? The term ghost
Pareidolia.
rider conjures
Let's
images
go.
of a spectral horseman galloping through the night,
Let's
often as
go.
a harbinger of doom or an agent of vengeance. The notion of these spectral riders have been woven into the fabric of various cultures, folklore, and popular media. In American folklore, one of the most iconic tales of ghost riders comes from the legend of the ghost riders in the sky. This tale tells of cowboys who are forever doomed to chase a herd of cattle across the sky, serving as a warning to the living about the consequences of a life of sin. In other cultures, ghost riders often serve as omens. The Wild Hunt, a European folk myth, describes a group of ghostly hunters in
fucking weird.
pursuit of their quarry. Witnessing this phantom chase is said to presage some catastrophe such as war or plague. While interpretations vary, the central theme remains consistent. Ghost riders are
Insane,
restless
dude.
spirits
Seriously.
forever bound
What?
to their ethereal steeds, riding in pursuit of an unending goal or to deliver a message from the beyond. Given such a legendary background, it's tantalizing to consider the possibility that this photo might show a
My
genuine
husband has had
spectral
dreams
rider.
that he's one of
However,
the
with the
ghost
current
riders.
evidence at hand, we're left in a realm of speculation, and the true nature of the image remains shrouded in mystery.
Dude, look at it! Holy shnikes! And even in the front! That's intense! That's pretty cool.
Sticking
Oh my
with the
god, I've seen this
simulation
one. This is
theory,
so
here's another
weird!
odd one
What
from
the fuck is
TikTok user
happening right now?
Knuckleball Twins.
I am a robot. I am a glitch
Clip
in the
shows a group of
matrix.
people
I'm
looking
staring
rather
into
odd.
a window. Like, what the hell is happening? So that guy breaks away, but everybody else is just like...
As the video continues, even more individuals are seen wandering the streets, seemingly entranced or robotic
This is
in
fucking
nature.
weird. In France, of all places. And everybody's
The
like,
video's
yeah,
peculiarity
it's a normal
has sparked
day.
a flurry
But before
of
they're
debate
just like,
and speculation,
let's
drawing
look
parallels
through
to
the
the previous
window.
glitch in the Matrix video we just watched.
Fucking
Many TikTok
weird.
users are now
Quit
championing
it.
the idea that such footage is evidence
About
of our
face.
existence within a simulation.
right,
This
left,
interpretation
righty,
takes a
left,
step further into the world
Leo.
of video games, suggesting that many of these people are NPCs.
Seriously, look,
or
like,
not
what are they
characters,
looking at?
Essentially programmed entities designed to support
Any,
storylines
like,
much like in a video
fembots
game.
or
This conceptualization feeds into the broader simulation
fuck are
argument,
they? Like,
a
what the hell is
hypothesis
this?
that postulates our entire reality might just be an elaborate computer-generated illusion.
Mm-hmm.
This idea posits that our perceived reality
It
is
could be
created
computer
on
generated,
demand,
but this
much
is
like
real
how
life.
video games are optimized to render only what's directly visible to the player. The debate has moved beyond just TikTok and pop culture. Scholars and scientists have joined the conversation, aiming to identify potential markers of a simulated existence, or even calculate the probability of our reality
That's the weirdest shit
being
ever.
virtual.
Tell you what.
Recently, Columbia University astronomer David Kipping weighed in
Hi,
with a
David.
striking analysis.
Nice to meet ya.
According to Kipping, the odds that we're living in base reality, a non-simulated existence, are almost even, about a 50.22 to 49.77 chance.
Wow.
Interestingly, the study also proposes that if humanity ever achieves the capability to simulate conscious beings, the probability would lean heavily towards our own existence being a virtual construct within a more advanced civilization's simulation. So does this eerie footage from Knuckleball Twins provide proof of simulated reality?
What do you think? Like,
While the
to
video
me,
alone can't
this is
confirm
freaking
or
weird.
refute the theory, recent
Like,
scientific studies suggest the odds
I can't even tell you what the hell's going on. And that guy broke loose, so I think he's like smart. He's like, I'm gonna break away from this simulation, and everybody else is like, back up, right face,
becoming increasingly
march.
blurred.
Freaking weird. Oh my gosh. I don't know. It's creeping me out, really.
On August 3rd,
Scary
at
CCTV.
precisely 9:39 p.m.,
Okay,
something
let's go.
unusual and downright
Let's go.
unsettling was captured on the CCTV cameras of a home, and Reddit user, just here for the new, was quick to share it with the world. The footage shows a visibly anxious dog barking and pacing in front of a home.
Oh, yes,
already
I've seen
seeming
this
to
one.
sense that something's off.
Check this shit out. This is insane. Why is that car
What
parked
happens
like that?
next is what's really grabbed the internet's attention. Watch.
And the dog's like, yeah, let's go.
The camera suddenly captures what appears to be a pair of dark, disembodied
saw
legs
it.
running past the scene.
Isn't that freaking weird? And the dog's like, yeah, let's go.
The dog, already on edge, goes into full alert mode, barking even more.
Oh. Who parked this car? Damn, dude.
A
That's
second
crazy.
CCTV camera, positioned at a different angle, also catches this eerie phenomenon.
Oh my shit. Yep, I saw it just there.
The consistent capture from two angles makes this sighting all the more perplexing, and for some, all the more credible.
It really is perplexing.
So what do we
Tell you
make
what.
of this bizarre footage? Theories have begun to flood in from all corners. Some speculate it could be a clever hoax or perhaps an optical illusion. Skeptics are quick to question
Yeah, and the dog's
video's
down like,
authenticity,
yeah, let's go
citing
for a
possible
run,
editing
dude.
or suggesting the legs could belong to a person partially concealed
Oh my
by the
god.
darkness.
Could you imagine? So,
Yet
why
others
is this
believe
guy
the
running
footage
and all
could
you
very
can
well
see is his
represent
legs?
something
Like,
paranormal.
what?
The
Why?
dog's overtly anxious behavior
That's what I'm wondering.
combined to the appearance
How
of the
come not the
disembodied
upper body?
legs
Is it
supports this
because
notion, according
somebody
to some,
moided
given
you
animals are often
and then
thought to
cut
be
you to
more
pieces
sensitive
and
to
yeah.
supernatural phenomena.
Now your torso is just running
For now,
around?
however, the footage
Actually, that's
remains
not your
a complete
torso. That's
mystery,
like your
with
hip
viewers
and leg.
to
I
draw
forgot
their own
much.
conclusions.
Is that what happened? So now you're just like hips and legs running? Like,
Reddit
that's
is a gold
crazy.
mine for curious, creepy, and downright
Oh,
baffling
Reddit.
phenomena.
Reddit's
Every so
intense.
often, a post emerges that truly sends shivers down the spine. One such post, shared by the user Who Doesn't Write, features a series of chilling photographs taken many years ago when the Redditor was just 14.
I feel you,
The
Colin.
images were taken in rapid succession
Slap
and
that
show
hand.
the young boy posing at his dining table, located between the kitchen and the living room. While the first photo appears entirely normal, the second shows a mysterious dark figure looming just behind the boy. The third image also suggests a shadowy presence over the boy's right shoulder. Strangely, by the fourth photo, the background is clear once again. Adding an extra layer of intrigue to the photos is the user's
That's
accompanying
100%
narrative.
bullcrap.
The Redditor
So weird.
mentioned that other mysterious events have occurred affecting not just him but also other family members. Although most of these odd occurrences could be explained, a couple stand out. A bed shaking in his brother's room, and a voice coming through the radio saying, "Go
Isn't that
away," in
weird?
their native language, despite both radios being tuned to different frequencies.
Why can't I hear?
The narrative and the images together
tried to turn
paint
up
a
the
haunting
volume, but it's
picture,
like,
leading
nah.
many to wonder, could this boy be haunted by some sort of presence? The temporal nature of the
no.
figure's appearance
kinda
and
creeping
disappearance
me
in the
out.
photographs
The
adds
rice
to the
bag on your
mystery,
head or whatever the fuck
especially
that
when
is.
considering that these were
What you
taken
got
in
right in your head?
succession,
Come on,
which makes
boy.
conventional explanation like tricks of the light less likely. Many commenters have suggested a range of theories, from camera glitches to Photoshop, but the eerie backstory makes it hard to dismiss this series
Wow.
of photos outright.
Look at the number. Oh my god, number 2 and number 3. Holy shit. That's crazy. I'm sorry, like, I can't hear her. Like, I have this in my ear, and it's so quiet. I try to turn it up.
The TikTok sister duo, Odalise and
TikTok
Daphne, hailing
video.
from Mexico and
TikTok
boasting over
video.
20 million followers, recently posted an unsettling video
Hip,
that has
hip, hop,
both
and don't
fans and
stop, rock it
skeptics
to the
talking.
ding, ding, buddy.
While
Up.
engaged in the game Alguien Aquí, or Someone Here in English, they experienced some inexplicable occurrences. During the game,
There we
the room's
go.
lights inexplicably start
Found
to flicker,
it.
visibly unnerving the trio.
We still going? I don't hear anything. Hello?
But it wasn't until they were editing the video for posting that they noticed something even more
How come I
bizarre.
can't hear now?
In the background of the footage, a strange figure appears, a figure they insist was not present at the time of recording.
What's the crack?
Aquí hay una persona que su mamá tiene conectado su WhatsApp.
The girls claim they were home alone, adding another layer of creepiness to the situation. To this day, the siblings are at a loss to explain the enigmatic figure captured on camera here. Given their massive following, the video has become a subject of intense debate. Some viewers are convinced that the sisters had an encounter with the supernatural, while others suggest there could be a more rational explanation. So could it be a ghost? Could it be a trick of the light, or perhaps a glitch in the camera? Regardless of one's beliefs, the video certainly provides ample fodder for discussion, capturing the collective imagination of millions and leaving many to question what exactly lurks in the background.
That's creepy. Creepy. Tell you what, Felicia,
This
is
next
not
video,
good.
posted to Reddit by Facamp, shows something rather mysterious. Take a look. While brief, the footage appears to show a strange mist-like substance.
Oh my
washed past the
goodness.
camera.
Was that Grandma again? Grandma, go to bed, Grandma. What the heck? What are you doing,
The
Grandma?
person who posted the video, once a skeptic, began to notice strange events after moving into the house. Initially dismissing them as inconsequential, their view changed upon seeing this eerie footage that was captured at around 2 a.m. They further point out that they've eliminated usual suspects there from the TV or airflow from heating vents as the cause of the mysterious occurrence. Additionally, they mention that the house has a history of a previous death.
Doesn't even make
sense. The poster decided to upload this footage to Reddit in an attempt to get some answers. This is certainly a strange clip that's not easily explained, so we'll throw this one over to you, the audience. What do you think this bizarre mist-like substance could be? Is it paranormal?
Weird?
Or is it something
Like, what do you
else
think?
entirely?
To me, it's freaking weird. Say, hey, Grandma, you back in town? What's up? What you doing?
In a recent video shared by the Facebook page UFO Discover,
right
viewers
there.
were taken
Come
aback
on,
by
man.
an unusual sighting.
Oh, there we go.
A passenger aboard a commercial airliner managed to capture footage of another aircraft
Come on,
passing
man.
by in the distance.
Fuck.
However, as the
Why?
video played out, an unexpected
Why?
event took place.
Anyways.
An unidentified, incredibly fast-moving object shoots past the aircraft. Here it is, slowed down.
Oh my goodness, did you see that? Super fast. That's weird.
Its rapid trajectory and quick
It's
exit
like,
from the frame. have
one
left
year I
viewers
believe it
wondering about
was
the nature and origin of this mysterious
2009
object.
or something like that.
In
I'm
the wake
trying
of
to
heightened
film
discussions around unidentified
the
flying objects
solar
and the US government's
eclipse,
recent congressional
and
hearings
pointing my
on
phone at it, it
unidentified
has these
aerial
4 different
phenomena,
things.
it
And all of a
further
sudden the
fuels
UFO
debates
just
and
shoots by.
speculations. While some argue it
I
might
got
be
that too
cutting-edge
somewhere
military
that I gotta
tech
send
that
to my
hasn't been
phone.
disclosed to the public, others speculate it could be evidence
So
of
weird.
extraterrestrial visitations. While the true identity of the object remains unknown, the footage
gosh.
stands as yet another piece in the ever-growing puzzle of UFO sightings, compelling both skeptics and believers to continue their quest for answers. In a post that's captured the imagination of Reddit users, DazBoy11 has shared a video that's puzzling both weather enthusiasts and lovers of the mysterious alike. Captured during an intense thunderstorm, something truly odd has been caught on camera here. Watch.
Watch. What's a crack? What the hell is that? Don't make no sense to me at all.
Ball lightning is one of the most enigmatic phenomena in meteorological science. Typically occurring during thunderstorms, these glowing spherical objects can vary in size and have been reported to hover, dart, or drift around before suddenly vanishing or
So
exploding.
freaking weird.
Ball lightning has been the subject of various scientific theories, including explanations that range from electrical fields
My headphones
to
just came back
vaporized
on.
silicon.
What the hell?
However, the exact
So
nature
weird.
of this phenomenon remains largely unknown, and documented
Mm-hmm.
instances are relatively rare.
Thanks, Colin. No,
St. Elmo's
seriously.
fire is another weather-related phenomenon, but is less mysterious compared to ball lightning. Often
Right.
mistaken for lightning, St. Elmo's fire is actually a continuous electrical discharge that occurs from pointed objects in a strong electric
To me, it
field.
was a fireball.
Sailors in ancient
And it was
times saw it as a
intelligent.
good omen when it appeared on the
And it was
masts
in
of their
Arkansas,
ships
of
during
all
storms.
places.
Unlike ball lightning, St. Elmo's fire doesn't move independently. It's confined to the tip of a structure like a ship mast or an aeroplane wing. Or
So it
even a
wasn't that.
church
Okay.
steeple.
Gotcha.
While both phenomena are weather-related and involve electrical activity, there are key differences. Ball lightning is a free-moving, self-contained sphere that seems to defy the laws of physics. It moves independently, displaying unpredictable behaviour before its abrupt disappearance. St. Elmo's fire, on the other hand, is stationary and more predictable, confined to an object, and considered less mysterious by meteorologists. So does the footage shared by DazBoy11 depict a rare instance of ball lightning? Or is it something else? Given its erratic, independent movement across the horizon, it seems to align more
it's like
closely
swirling
with
and
the
stuff, like, what the
characteristics
hell?
of ball lightning rather than St. Elmo's fire. So, have you ever seen ball lightning in person?
I
I'd
have.
love to hear your experiences if you have in the comments.
And it
down
looked a
below.
lot like the alien orb, but different. It was very intelligent too. Like, slapped on the front porch, came up through the floor.
When a potential homebuyer began researching
Tried to
properties,
moida
they
my
came
big
across
brother.
this listing for a house in Live Oak, California.
Oh,
The
let's
image,
go.
as seen here, was later uploaded to the Ghosts of London Facebook page. Supposedly, after the potential buyer called the real
Yeah, it
estate
looks like a
agent
bad
trying
place
to
to
get more
be.
info on the picture,
I wouldn't live
they
there.
blacked it out.
Oh, dang.
However, the property, which was originally on the market for $39,000, then mysteriously tripled in price. The potential buyer claims that they ran the image through a photo editor software app and found that the ghostly anomaly hadn't been added to the original photo. Furthermore, they believe the figure doesn't have any eyes, just sockets, noting it could
Oh
be
my
the
goodness,
ghost
I
of a
see
woman.
it. It's like peeking out the window.
If you zoom in on the figure, you
poor
can
little
see
guy.
that it does indeed appear to have a somewhat
It's a little
skeletal
kid.
face.
I hate that when there's little kids.
While the
Why?
authenticity of this image is uncertain, it serves as a haunting reminder
I think
that
it's
there
like
are elements of our world that remain unexplained, challenging
soul
our
collectors that
understanding
keep
of
the
the known
spirits there.
and the unknown. Whether a genuine apparition or an optical illusion, the photo
Poor little
undeniably
dude.
stirs the imagination and keeps the age-old debate on the existence of ghosts alive.
It makes me freaking sad, dude. Seriously. What the crack?
This unsettling
Okay.
video was uploaded to TikTok by user Abu Rahman. It shows two men in a dark cave.
Oh my goodness.
Who
Look at this guy in the
some sort of
background.
trance-like
He's freaking me
state,
out.
Or even possession.
Oh my god, look at
The man
him.
in the foreground points towards
This
a
is
dark
not
tunnel on
natural.
the opposite side where a mysterious creature is said to be lurking.
Yeah, but look at the guy in the background. Holy shnikes. That guy is frozen. Like, what the heck is happening to him? A big
Beholder
long
begins
face?
to panic. However, the man attempts to calm him before beginning to perform some type of ritual.
This is freaking weird, dude. Shh, be very quiet.
After several
Haunting
seconds, the man
demons.
then quietly approaches the one in the trance. Placing his
Yeah,
hand over
your
his
friend,
eyes,
back
he appears
there.
to
He needs
release
help.
him from this strange
Help your friend.
state.
Seriously, dude. Oh, thank goodness. He released him and he fell over. He was totally possessed. He had like, they call it... Oh my
Several
gosh.
viewers
When
have
you first in
suggested
your
that
sleep.
what we're witnessing is
Or he was
actually a
awake,
jinn
and-
possession. According to some sources, jinns require a human to attach to during
When you
rituals,
have that,
which
all
could
you can
explain
move
the
is your
state of the
eyes. You
man
can't
in the
move your body.
background.
This poor guy, dude. I felt so bad for him. Oh my goodness.
Jinns are supernatural entities rooted in Islamic lore, believed to inhabit a dimension beyond human perception. They can be good, evil, or neutrally disposed to humans. They're also
Generally,
said to have the ability
don't like
to
our
change
shenanigans.
shape and are often depicted as taking on animal forms, such
I
as
wish it
dogs
was
or
like
snakes.
Robert,
While jinns
Robin
have their own
Williams.
societies
I would
and
like that.
traditions, their realm is believed to be able to intersect with ours, leading to tales of possession, influence, or harm caused to humans.
Mm-hmm.
So does this video show a jinn possession actually
Look at that
taking
poor guy.
place? Unfortunately, without more information of footage, this one will have to remain a mystery, at least for the time being.
He can't move. All he can move is his eyes, like poor guy. I'm glad his friend finally saw him and released him from this. That's messed up.
If you want to watch some more scary ghost videos, then check out that link on the top there. Otherwise, there's a massive playlist right there. Now, if you love what we do here at Slaptam, consider becoming a member. There's a little join
I do
button
love
there
what
that'll-
you do. It's freaking awesome. I thank you guys once again for joining me on We Are Paradox Media. We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. Thank you to all of our friends on We Are Paradox Media's Facebook, KPNL Radio, iHeartRadio, Twitter, Twitch, Spreaker, wherever you may be listening. Be on the Omniverse tonight. It was amazing having you and hanging out with you. Yes, we went a little over the show, but it's pretty cool because I think Spreaker is actually giving us an extra 2 hours. So right now it's at 1 hour and 12 minutes. Last time I looked, it was like 2 hours, but this is pretty cool. Let's go. Sorry. My thing got stuck. My thingy stuck. So next weekend, holy shnikes. I don't even know. It's going to be a surprise. Not just for you, but for me too. We're going to have an awesome time. Don't forget, you guys, we are all in this together. Together we can make the world a little better. And together, my friends, we are Paradox Media because without you, there's no us. Night night, love and light. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Please don't work too hard. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your fam. All this other stuff happening. Don't get sucked into the matrix. Anywho's, night night, love and light. Awesome to see ya. Bye. Thanks for watching that creepy ass video with me. It was so creepy. Oh my. You don't know.